screw it, I'm good. I'm hanging out with my grandkids. Which is fine. I think he's, despite people, whatever. I think he's earned that. It's not easy being a big CEO. You got to make a lot of big decisions, but I still don't think his decision with the whole live service stuff. Nah, I think I don't care. That's not hindsight. Like, I would have never signed off on that.
Interesting you mentioned that, OJ. I want to ask you guys this question, okay? Because that was also brought up, the live service stuff. All right, and according to Shuhei, live service was not forced on any of the studios. He believes it was more of a mutual thing, as in the studios and Sony almost had that under. He really would say, "Oh, they didn't force it on them." I gotta say though, if you hear or the word goes around at the water cooler or the grapevine, it's like, yo, you want your project greenlit.
Yeah.
You just put live service somewhere in there and you're off. That's a little extra to get you over the line.
That's what it seems like, because for those who don't know, the process of even getting your game greenlit can be hell. Like, Nintendo, they constantly reject damn near everything. And same with Sony, they rejected what? They rejected, what was it, Resistance? They've rejected lots of stuff, like Resistance 4, right? That got rejected. There's probably a bunch of other games that got rejected. So, yeah, I have to think that if you say live service, it's much easier because they think there's a big payday at the end of that for less work, or for not as much as what you'd have to take to do. Maybe not less work, but you don't have to build a whole single-player campaign and all that type of stuff. You can just do multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I think if it's just... Because the idea is these Sony studios, they're owned by Sony, but they are supposed to come up with their own pitches for ideas, and I'm sure a lot of them get turned down. I'm sure, like you mentioned with Resistance 4, right?
Yeah.
So if you really like this idea, and you're like, man, maybe live service would just we'll figure it out later. We can do live service stuff with this, and then it seemed like green lights were all over the place. They had 12 of them in development at one point, according to them. So many of them, most of them, did not make it out.
Canceled.
So yeah, that's tough. And I mean, on top of that, he did talk about the Last of Us Online, and he reinforced the fact that they seemed unaware of how much work it was going to be to keep the thing going at Naughty Dog after it was out, and Bungie told them how much work it was going to be, and that's apparently why they decided to scrap what, according to Shuhei, was a very fun game. He said it was great.
Wow, imagining making a fun game and then selling it to people.
I thought about that. I'm like, they really couldn't turn it into a co-op game?
Yeah.
Or did it have to have all the Division bells and, the Division, all the bells and whistles with that, where you also go outside and there's other people? You couldn't just make it like multiplayer to somewhat local.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about the God of War live service that they even have planned. Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was crazy.
But you know why everyone was shocked at the God of War live service news? You know why I was not surprised? Look at the user interface of God of War Ragnarok. Look at how it's designed. It is designed exactly like a Destiny menu. Look at the loot system: green, purple, yellow, legendaries. You're getting different loot. It's exactly like fucking Avowed. It's the same shit.
Yeah, there's always something to get you upgrading, like materials and stuff.
Was everything a live service? Was there no?
It's always been a live service.
God damn, everything was live service.
It's kind of crazy to me that like the statement of it's hard work, and we don't want to do this anymore for the yeah, of course it's hard. It's a different territory, but if it's good, maybe it's worth it, and we could have had something and not. Well, probably about it came out to just a waste of time, Yeah,
but yes, it was a waste of time. Basically,
that's what I said. Like the hole that we're seeing is a Sony-sized first-party hole in the lineup right now for regular games. For good regular first-party Sony games, like an Infamous or something like that, right? Or like a Killzone 2 or the stuff that they had on the PS3. That's what we're feeling right now, because this live service stuff is just. But the one live service game that probably would have done. I mean, they did have Helldivers, which did good, but the one big like Sony owned first party like IP that they're traditional with, like The Last of Us, that one got canceled. That's the crazy thing. That one probably could have even been not as refined as other live service games, and probably still did really well because it's The Last of Us, and they could have just updated it over time.
Well, the reason I think it would have done well.
We got a whole TV show coming up in a few months, and they could have an event around that. Imagine making skins based on the actors,
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking, Gene. Is you have that transmedia thing that the words that Sega and the corporations use people, the transmedia stuff, and they could have had, hey, we're gonna have characters like you mentioned from the show pop in here to the game and
get the Pedro Pascal skin in the game. You know, like
oh yeah, dude.
it really. If I feel like, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the inner workings of any of these companies' businesses and I could run it better, or anyone knows better who's an armchair person online. It doesn't matter, right? But I feel like a lot of this is so slam dunk easy to understand and be in tune with what people are looking for, what people would like, and just making sure that the one thing for your video game consoles happens, and that's have some fucking video games come out. It's I feel like we're in a drought constantly. Oh, don't get me started with the whole new Infamous stuff. The Infamous 3 game, that was a whole mess for years and years now, where it was ready to go and be a part of, what was it, like the PlayStation 4, it felt like. I saw a poster that had a 3 in lightning bolts that was red and blue, and it was lenticular. It was going to be a whole big announcement. Gone.
Can I have a rant about Infamous real quick?
No.
You know how a lot of games have a lot of like cringy Marvel writing, right? Like God of War is trying to be Marvel, you know. Obviously Conqueror was trying to be Marvel. I don't understand. And then there's this whole obsession with live service and expanded universes and everything like that. And also having, obviously Sony right now is really, Sony first party games are really into diversifying their protagonists, right? There's a lot of discourse about how every Sony first-party game coming up is all a woman, and they're usually people of color, right? Now, I don't understand why Sony didn't see their superhero IP that takes place in different cities, and we're like, hey, and has different protagonists.
Yep.
And being like, maybe we could create our own Infamous universe. We can have our own diverse cast of characters. No one's gonna fucking complain as long as we have Cole around every once in a while or whatever, and Troy Baker's voicing it or whatever. But then you can have diverse protagonists in different cities, right? Or maybe the same city. Who knows? If you want to go to Yakuza route, but you can have different protagonists. You can all pile them all together after 10 years in one big Infamous endgame game.
It'll be live service.
Yeah, that could be a live service, and you just have a bunch of fucking cool, diverse Asian lady, black woman, black man, you know, fat guy here, like all kinds of like diversity you want as superheroes running around in a city or whatever. You know, I don't understand why
you creating your own character, you know, completely. It's just that works in the story. You design the person however you want.
Yeah, you can have your own tune too, but you know, like I just don't understand why they didn't do that, and then they thought, oh well, let's do a historical. Games based on Japanese samurais, and then we'll just have another one.
It's more interesting.
Hold on, I do like Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm not saying Ghost of Tsushima sucks. Ghost of Tsushima is clearly one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
I'm just saying when it comes to IP cost, you know.
It's more interesting they're willing to rely on Marvel with those licensing fees, and rather than build up their own superhero universe with Infamous. It's very, because we saw some of those fees for Spider-Man, and it was astronomical to the point where Spider-Man 3 might have been 2 games. They might have made it 2 parts. Try to get $100 for that thing.
Yes, I know Infamous did that with First Light. Why didn't they keep doing that? That's my issue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was a good DLC for it too.
Yeah, that was a great game. I love First Light.
Let's
Anyways,
see.
rant over. I love Infamous. So I love Ghost of Tsushima too, and I'm very excited for Yote. So
okay, I think I got everything there. All right. Did you restart your router again, Josie?
Yep, running all over the house tonight. It's awesome.
oh my God.
Super awesome.
Your camera's
Hopefully I'll
very
be
nice.
out of control. Thanks. It's a DLSR. I worked really hard and I put bokeh in the background, but for most of it, you can't see it because my camera was loading, but it's okay.
It looks like a very expensive camera. Good job.
It's actually just the lens, but thank you.
Oh wow, okay, good stuff, good stuff. For all the people here on the podcast, the panel, I do have their links down below. I added Jeans as well and Jordan. That's what I was gonna do in there for a minute, get everyone set up. Let's check them out down below. Let me see. SK says I got 50 hours in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I just got to the wedding, game of the year. That is kind of ridiculous. Casual Noob Gamer asks, OG, do you credit Nintendo Life with your background?
Nintendo Life owns you, OJ.
Yeah, shout outs to Nintendo Life.
Clayton says, "Good to see OJ here. He keeps it real. I'm here to report that Avowed is a mediocre after 20 hours of blah. Yakuza Pirate Hawaii is fantastic and a perfect starting place for anyone who's never played."
Yo, shout outs to Clayton, man. He's the homie. Good stuff, man. Good to see you here.
That is good advice too. I can say the Pirate Yakuza is a great place to start. The amnesia angle, that they really worked that into making that like, oh, if this is your first Yakuza game, no problem. So
okay, I do want to play that too. It looks awful ridiculous.
I actually gone back to playing it too. It's so fun.
Oh, okay, good stuff. Chief says, put 20 hours into Avowed and was having fun with it. However, the amount of frame drops I encountered in the third area were headache-inducing. Okay, I'm still in the first area. I will find out about that third area.
Like I said, the game drops off in quality after the second area for sure.
Casual Noob says Nintendo Life owns Xenoblade Chronicles X in your background, OJ.
This is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, okay? This is Definitive Edition, all right? Not X.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Spyro Jones says, Jordan, since you've been gone, how have you played, and what are your opinions on SpongeBob, Cosmic Shake, Astrobot, or Spyro, and or the Dragonfly?
Okay. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of just random older things, new things. I don't know, just all over the place. But I mean, Cosmic Shake is decent. I enjoyed it. Astrobot, I haven't had a chance to play yet. It's on my back burner, but I do want to actually give that a shot. And Spyro Into the Dragonfly. Not great. Not a great Spyro representation right there.
Astrobot's great, Jordan, man.
Oh,
it's so
I've seen so much on it. I think it looks really cool. I just have had no time to even look.
It's
still
like
adding
Mario
content
Galaxy
to it.
3 almost. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, Josie, you
that's
played
a good
more of
game.
that, didn't you?
I beat it.
Oh, nice. After
Great game.
MVG called you out,
That was unnecessary.
they added more. I just did the speedrun level. They just added another one this past week. It was very good.
It's a very cute game. I think you'll like it a lot, Jordan.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Zoop says, Omega says, Jordan, I love your vids, bro. Keep it up.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you.
Zoop says, Fringe, Shadows, Pirate, Yakuza, or Avowed. So much to play, so little time.
I'm definitely looking forward to Shadows. Been looking forward to that one for a while. Pirate Yakuza, I don't know much about. I feel like there's like a bunch of Yakuza games that I'm like behind on now. But I would probably check those two out first over Avowed personally. But I have like I said, I have it downloaded. Who knows?
Super Christian Me World says, I got slayed last night. Oops, wrong chat. LMAO. Smiley face, open mouth with a little tear on the top.
Very millennial Christian.
Oh my god.
SK says, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 combat is realistic good. It's not boring. Just cover your eyes and randomly swing your sword until your enemy is dead. I tried that and they murdered me and took my horse.
I started playing KCD 2 and I was like, this is cool. I should probably play KCD 1 actually, because I don't know who the fuck Henry is or Hank or whatever. So
Bulba?
let me just go back to the beginning and start that. So.
It was that's a game where it's like you fast travel and it just has your little guy walking as a little figure.
That's
and then I
sick.
run into something, and then I end up in the battle, and the person just smacks me and I die. And it's like, I haven't saved for 45 minutes. Great.
That's sick. I need a game like that right now for sure.
Krubby says, Metaphor Refancio.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
Great game.
About Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Gene, MVG was explaining to me because he said he's like 30 hours in and he's figuring it out. And he was like, yeah, for like your hunger stuff, you just want to level up your metabolism. It's like, what did you just say? Level my metabolism. What?
Look, I'm excited to play KCD 1 and learn how to read, you know? Apparently that's the whole thing you got to do in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. So I'm excited how that process happens.
Hey, I'll give it to the developers. They took Immersive Sim seriously. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Dark Requiem says, big publishers are so busy trying to appeal to the modern audience they don't appeal to the existing one. They make games that appeal to no one.
Again, data. They're trying to appeal to data and not people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Super Christian Me World says, one time I had a convo with someone in the comments that Switch isn't delivering great first-party titles with good playtime. Oh, what say PS5, Xbox this gen? Yeah, the Switch's library is kind of ridiculous after 8 years now. It's
Yeah.
hard to compare that at this point. Let's see. Jenna Hayes says, Gene Park, your people are saving gaming Easter suits are putting out better quality than the West.
I'm not offended by this. This is okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We made Stellar Blade and Nikkei, you know. So
you're
at this point. Let's see. Jenna Hayes says, Gene Park, your people are saving gaming Easter suits are putting out better quality than the West.
I'm not offended by this. This is okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We made Stellar Blade and Nikkei, you know. So
you're people, bro. Come
yeah,
on.
my people, my Korean people. So. But yeah, shout out to East Asia. We're coming back. China, Korea, Japan. It's all happening.
Those are all your people? All those?
I'm all three, baby. I could be. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I haven't taken the 21 and whatever, 22 and me or whatever, 23 and me, whatever that shit is. You know.
This is from Clayton Morris. Shout out to Clayton Morris says, yes, Jordan is right. Studios in the 40s and 50s would turn out movies left and right. Casablanca was one of those movies, and Bogart was on to the next film. Make more games.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily like we need to like just keep spamming out games that are underbaked and all that, but you know, there should be more urgency to have like more than like one game from a studio come out in a generation. You know,
You're asking for too much, Jordan.
I'm really not.
Oh,
I'm really not.
RGG is only making games faster.
My bad.
They've
What's
only
interesting though, Gene, about them is they reuse a lot of the assets. I don't see people mention that much, but then you get God of War Ragnarok and they reuse the boat animation, and I saw that all over Twitter.
Those
yeah,
Yakuza games
Yakuza community
reuse.
is chill. We don't give a shit, you know.
That's what I mean. The
Yakuza
games are
reuses
fun,
everything.
right?
Yeah, Yakuza reuses damn near. They reuse everything. They reuse toilet paper. They probably recycle that too.
Do you know how far the asset reuse goes back? In Infinite Wealth, there's the Animal Crossing minigame, right? So in the Animal Crossing minigame, inside Infinite Wealth, which is a whole 50-hour experience, it's fucking massive, right?
Yeah.
But then you can get furniture and like your like decorations for your house, right? One of the decorations is a splatter of blood, and that's the same splatter of blood texture that was in the very first Yakuza game in PS2.
It's like the Don Doko Island or whatever it's called.
The Doko Island, yeah. They're still using shit from the original games of PS2, including the animations and everything like that. It's the same thing.
I don't mind, to be honest, because Mass Effect 1 through 3, they reuse animations as well. I mean, and they reuse textures and they reuse things. I mean, they upgrade things slightly here and there, but they reuse stuff. So as long as the game is good, that's why people don't complain as much. But
right,
God of War is really good too. But I think that people expected a little bit more from God of War, considering the time in between the games. Maybe I think that's maybe what people were doing. You know,
That is
true.
the one thing
That's
you're right.
true.
RGG games come out rapid fire almost with them, and it's
Annual.
I mean, it's
every
consistent.
year.
People like them. They're fun.
Yeah,
they're
and there's
cool.
no like
Being
fatigue
fun.
like Assassin's Creed, where like, oh my god, like slow down Ubisoft, and Ubisoft did slow down, and they got worse, you know.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah,
RGG, they're like, no, we'll just keep making games, and you just keep buying them. It's fine, and they're all good. So
This is for Eliza Phil says, okay, Nintendo Life, shout out to OJ, Unhinge the French. Thanks, Liza Phil.
also FromSoft is the other studio. It's 2022 Elden Ring, 2023 Armored Core, last year Shadow of the Erdtree, this year fucking Night Rain. Every year.
Yep.
Every year for the last 4 years.
They reuse a lot too.
Yep.
They reuse a lot of textures.
Yeah,
but
and
again,
Night Rain is
I like
asset reused the game, but it's awesome, right?
Yep. Hey, it's fun. That's what it comes down to at the end.
Yeah,
of the
no
day.
one's complaining about, oh my god, they're using the Centipede Demon again. No, everyone's like, oh fuck, it's this fucking Centipede Demon, yeah. Yeah.
Christmas says, did you guys hear about the new expansion Neverwinter Nights that released yesterday called Doom of Icewind Dale? I did not. Neverwinter Nights. Haven't heard that name in a while.
I know, what the hell?
Robert says, anyone heard anything about HDR support for Switch 2? Nothing's been publicly discussed, but I feel like there will be HDR support, yes.
Good question, yeah.
Kevin says, FF7, 8, 9, 10 all came out inside 5 years. Peak Final
That's-
Fantasy. That was a crazy run, though. I will say that.
We're
okay?
never going to see that again, ever. That's never happening.
That was madness, especially that jump to 10. That jump to 10 was crazy.
We're just never going to see anything of that quality of jump ever again. Like, I'm glad to have been alive for all of that, actually, you know?
Valen says 32 hours into Avowed, having a blast. Only issue our lack of a physical copy and can't set custom waypoints on the map. That seems like something that might end up being on a patch, and so that's a legitimate thing I would actually like let them know about. Hey, we want waypoints on the map. Okay.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
The waypoints will pop up if you assign a quest, but if you're just trying to do off and like find something that you think is interesting on the map, yeah, a
Like a
waypoint
pin.
will
You'll drop
be
a
needed.
pin or
Yeah,
something,
like a
yeah.
little pin drop. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles X has waypoints. So.
Jared says, "What are your most played games?" They say Rocket League is theirs. I guess just in general, most played game.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
kind of funny. Fortnite, actually, really funny about Fortnite, Josie. One of the kids here. It's like, "Oh, I'll play Fortnite. Let's install it." It's like, okay. So he installs it on his Switch. I installed it on the PS5 right here. I was like, "Look, you do crossplay with it." All right, let's jump in. So we go into a match. You know, the 100 no build. I was like, I don't. What's like dealing with?
Yeah, no, zero build is the way to go.
So I'm like, all right, let's go. Won the first match immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you're a gamer, so you probably kill it.
He's like, all right, let's do it again. Okay. Won the second match immediately. Like 20 something
They're trying to
eliminations.
figure out the rank for him right now. Actually, you know what? The Switch is a lot easier than anything else. I switched to playing on PC and I'm getting whooped. But when I was on the Switch, I was really, really good.
No, I was
Oh,
playing
yeah,
with
all
I was
those
on the
kids,
PS5,
yeah.
he was on the Switch. I don't know who it pulls in. I just said whatever, crossplay doesn't matter.
Whoever's
Um,
party leader.
He just followed me around and we just took
I
everyone
definitely
out.
get
So
more
on his-
victory royales on the Switch for sure.
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
so on his like profile, it's like 2 games played, 2 battle royale wins, 100% win rate. I was like, that's it.
That's
I'm done.
amazing.
I'm retiring from Fortnite now.
No,
What?
you got to
You should
get
play
on
with me,
Lego
John.
Fortnite. You gotta
Oh,
get
Lego Fortnite's
Fortnite.
so fun.
So much fun.
Have you played that new like city building one or what? What is?
Nah, I haven't tried that one
Brick
yet.
Life?
Just got back into Lego Fortnite.
I was talking smack. That was happening. That
On the
was
headset?
happening. No, just to the room. Sometimes I just talk smack to the room. It's like they're here.
The last time I played Fortnite was.
we should stream Fortnite, John. That'd be so fun.
I'll be down. But the last time I played Fortnite was when Kamala Harris had her Fortnite building city in the game. So I was like, okay, well, I have to cover
Whoa,
this.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. They did it like 2 weeks before the election, in a last-ditch desperate attempt to reach out to the gamer communities.
Took the time, huh?
I mean, that's the issue. At that point, Trump was already on Joe Rogan. He was already on Theo Vaughn.
Really took their time, huh? All right.
He was,
She went on Call Her Daddy. That was a good episode.
Caller Daddy, yeah, but by that time Trump was already on XQC and Aiden Ross and everything like that. It was too late for.
Just send me your name on Fortnite then, Josie.
Let's run it, John. That'd be such a
Put on
fun
Fortnite
stream.
right after the end of the podcast.
Jordan, we should all squad up. That'd be so
I'm ready.
cute.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
All right.
The Fortnite arc begins.
We are doing that, John. I'm hoping to do that.
What's everyone's most played game other than Fortnite? We went off on a tangent there.
know.
For some reason,
Mine-
I have
mine's Halo- mine's
400
Halo
hours.
3.
I have
Sorry,
400
Halo
hours in
3.
Assassin's Creed Unity for some reason.
What?
Why?
Why?
I fucking love that game.
Probably somewhere in the Borderlands series for me, like the first or second game. Probably have the most amount of time ever played in them, or
Most-
Spyro. either
Most
way.
time ever?
I mean, yeah, because the amount of times I've played through on all the different characters.
Oh no,
and-
the question was most time ever, right?
Yeah, but like, what game have you played the most ever? Mine's Halo 3. I can tell you now it's thousands of hours.
Okay.
It's got to be like something like Pokemon Diamond or Smash, like Smash for Wii U. One of those 2 games.
It might be actually Zelda
Smash
Breath of the
all-
Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for me. One of those 2.
Okay.
Because I played both games like 5 times. So
I didn't put anywhere near as much time with the Smash Ultimate. I just didn't have the time because I was working full time doing content creation. Whereas Smash
We should
for Wii U,
Boomer
I was-
versus Zoomer Smash Ultimate.
I am ready. I got a
Yo.
GameCube controller here.
I got my ass kicked so much.
This is
I feel like
from
every
Scott
weekend.
says, increased budgets doesn't equal better games. A lot of the best games had constrained budgets and dev times. AA is the future. And Clayton Morris again says, why did we get away from 8 to 12-hour games like Uncharted? To me, that's the sweet spot. But I'm a hypocrite who put 120 in Xenoblade and 300 in Tears of the Kingdom.
Base Clayton,
That's,
wow.
that's about right. I don't mind that 8 to 12-hour game if it's good. I don't mind it. Even at full 70, if it is like a really good experience, and I feel like I got a lot out of it. The thing I do like though is that Capcom does that thing with games where you feel like you want to play through it multiple times to get everything in it.
Mhm.
It's 8 to 12 hours if you want to just go through it once, but then you end up like 40 hours because you've tried to unlock the ultimate unlimited rocket launcher and whatever. You know?
I'm kind of like a 20 to 30 hour person for like a game for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of more like a 20 to 30 for like a
What if it's 8 to 12 for the just the beeline run, but it's 20 to 30 if you want to do everything?
Yeah, that's fine too, but I don't ever beeline run games. Like I don't ever do that. But yeah, that's okay. But to be honest, I don't know if I even play that many games that even do that. Most of the games that, I mean, I play a bunch of, anime stuff or like, or RPGs. So all that stuff's always long as hell. So.
I just feel like when we keep getting these, if you get these 40, 50, 60-hour games, they just start piling up so fast because games are just dropping constantly.
Last year, I played a lot of stuff, but I barely put a lot of time into anything. It was really just Metaphor and like SMT5 Vengeance and like Stellar Blade. Like a lot of the games were long. Stellar Blade was like the shortest game that I played, and that was like 30-something hours for me.
I'm actually playing Days Gone as well right now, and I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually loving the game a lot, but oh my god, it's so fucking long, dude. Like the whole there's like a whole 30 hours at the beginning of the game that just did not need to be there,
It's from Elganto. Says PS3 emulation is on Android now, and action games are back. Yu-Gi-Oh is making a comeback. Y2K style is coming back. Also, life is good like LG.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's making a comeback. If you look at the card game side of things, like, it's been around. It's been heavy. I think the Classics collection is coming out, was it next week? Oh, can't wait for that. That's incredible.
Oh, is it?
Throwback collection. It has, all these original, Game Boy games and places. Oh, it's so good.
That sounds like a Ryan thing. He's the Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Okay, I think I got everything there. Oh, and, here we go. The ported Sicilian gamer says, relationship advice from the cast. I am thinking of selling my Switch 1 to my girlfriend at MSRP to afford the Switch 2. Is this a good strategy?
I understand that reference. I understand that reference.
You don't understand it, G?
No, I do understand it.
Oh, you do. That's funny.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, are you throwing in controllers though? It's only a deal if you throw in the controllers. Controllers in a few games. No, we just messing with you. Shout out.
I support my toxic friend. Okay.
No, shout out to the homie. No,
shout out to the homie. Shout out to the toxically masculine homie for sure. But yeah.
Let me go around here as we finish up. Some of the questions I saw on the Spawncast Network were for RGT and stuff, so I'm going to save some of those for next week as well. We'll pile them in there. Let me go around here. Let's start with OJ, Player Essence Server. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. I've got some cool stuff coming up when it comes to, we're going to be live streaming the Pokemon Presents. I'll be bright and early for that one, so if you guys want to come hang out, talk about that, release some cool Pokemon Legends ZA content and Switch 2 stuff. So if you're interested in that or RPG stuff, check out the channel. I appreciate having. And I also, if we're gonna do it at this time, I will definitely do Spawncast pre-shows. So if you want to hang out at the pre-show before, if it's Saturday, I'll be doing a pre-show. So yeah.
I can do the. There's a couple here that aren't for Sean. No, that one's kind of Sean. Let's see. Oh, Zach. Mac says, I recently got into anime after dismissing it for years. I'm halfway through Persona 5 now. What anime art style game should I play next?
Oh, he's talking about games, like anime games?
Maybe just anime in general, and he just got turned off by the style, but now he gets it. And
Xenoblade.
Like, oh yeah, Persona's great.
Yeah, Xenoblade for sure.
Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles. I hate that everyone says, oh, Xenoblade Chronicles is just a waifu game, and it's like, man.
It's the donkey video.
It's a donkey video, man. And, it's annoying.
That donkey video.
You watched the donkey video in 2017, and you're still stuck there in 2017.
But it made the game super popular. People actually went out and bought it more. That was the funniest thing, though. I mean, it was like it misrepresented it, but at the same time, it was kind of like a good thing for it too. So,
OJ, do you think it'll be so funny if Xenoblade Chronicles X becomes the breakout mainstream hit?
Yeah, I don't think it will. But
I'm hoping it will. I think people will love this game. I think people will see the robots and they'll be like, "Fuck, I gotta tap into that."
I'm surprised you didn't tell them Metaphor since they're doing Persona right now.
Oh well, I mean, Metaphor, sure, absolutely. Metaphor, Xenoblade, they're all great. Yeah, Metaphor is fantastic. That's more like an anime.
OJ and I are the Xenoblade fanatics though, so we gotta see Xenoblade first.
I like Metaphor pretty much as much. I mean, if Metaphor was like a series, I might have it up with Xeno, but Xenoblade is it's got 15 years of history compared to Metaphor. Metaphor is just one game. So
I want more anime to become video games.
Like
You know what?
good
What
anime
game
games.
that-
Like
you
I
know
want
what
like
anime is
you
good?
know
What
yeah.
anime game
Like
is
One
good and no
Piece
one talks
Odyssey.
about?
no like Chainsaw Man. You know what I'm saying? Let me play as Chainsaw Man.
Well-
It probably sucked though. That's the problem. Bandai
I don't
Namco would
care. At
have
least
it.
give it. Let me have the
And-
option to
and
try
it
it.
would dude, look at the JJK game.
Like the Avatar games.
Oh,
look-
like the
look-
mobile one?
No, check out Attack on Titan. Check out the
Yeah,
Attack
that's
on Titan game.
old. Those games are old. That's like decade old.
No, the Koei Tecmo games.
Yeah, that's like a decade old.
Yeah, they're dope though.
Yeah, no, they're good, but still, like the newer ones, or like the anime games that come out today are so half baked.
They're
Like
just using kind of the
JJK.
fighting games. Like it'll just
Fumble.
be
Yeah,
like,
Attack on
you know.
Titan wasn't half baked. It's old. That's what.
No,
it's
I know
old.
Attack on
It's so
Titan's good. I played it. I covered it. It's good. Attack on Titan 1 and 2 are both good. But Naruto
This-
sucks. That game's trash. It's terrible.
This one's from Zach. Says, what is everyone's favorite Metal Gear Solid game? Playing through Phantom Pain right now, and it's great. A little long though. Yeah, Phantom Pain. Issue with that is at the end you can kind of tell that they had to speed through some of it. Like there was a whole story between Kojima and Konami and stuff with that. But favorite Metal Gear Solid game?
To me, it's got to be either. I mean, I know people hate on Twin Snakes, but I like Twin Snakes or Metal Gear Solid 4. One of those two are probably like my favorite.
Wow, 4. That's the first time I've heard 4. Wow.
What? The first time you heard 4?
Yeah, yeah. I've
Oh,
never
4's
heard
great.
anyone say 4 before.
The ending's awesome.
I love
So-
4. Don't get me wrong. I love 4 very much. So.
Okay. Most people say 3, or they say 3, or they say the original.
See, I maybe it's just the timing, my age when it came out. Man, I really like 2 just for everything around its release and then the game itself. But everything leading up to it, I mean, there was that kind of like outside the game meta where Kojima was trying to trick everyone, and
You had to be
for
there.
some reason that's just really stuck with me. And the
You had
game
to
on
be
the
there.
PS2 in like the first year or so, 60 frames per second looked incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just from the memory and like the impact for me, I kind of feel like I gotta go
But
with 2.
John, this is a safe spot, man. You can say that you like the naked flipping with, I'm
Well,
not
that
judging-
was funny.
I'm not
That was
judging
good.
you. I'm not judging
That was
you.
funny.
I'm
Jesse
just
has
saying.
no idea. Look that. Yeah,
I'm
look that
gonna
up. Jesse.
judge. I'm gonna harshly judge.
I actually think
there's a
Phantom Pain is
man
my favorite
naked.
one.
flipping.
Number 5 is my favorite one.
5.
Oh, 5.
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay.
Because I know that the story isn't the best, and 2 is my favorite one regarding the story. But in terms of gameplay, 5
Okay.
is actually 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 is probably my most played game because I do have solidly over 1,000 hours in that game.
I mean, I like the idea of being able to recruit, obviously, because they did like
Yes.
Portable Ops Peace War or whatever. But I like the idea of being able to do that and then build up your base. Well, and even the multiplayer was kind of cool too. But
Yep.
What,
It's-
what about
it-
you?
Phantom Pain
Go,
is
go.
meant to be Kojima's parting gift to Metal Gear. He's like, hey, I can't make any more Metal Gear games, but here is a game where you can make as many Metal Gear type stories as you want. With these 2 open worlds, you can insert your own characters. So if you want to make your own characters in a Metal Gear game, and this is your avenue, that's how I interpret Phantom Pain. It's like, here's the ultimate Metal Gear playground playset for you as I leave the series behind forever.
About Jordan, any input here on this one?
Yeah, now it's my turn to piss everyone off. It's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
No, hell yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I got it. I get it.
It's a Metal Gear game. I mean, it
Yep.
does say Metal Gear on the box.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Josie, we will someday get you into this world. for Metal
Someday.
Gear. Someday. They just got to do something with Metal Gear. That first Metal Gear Solid. It does need help. It does. So.
Twin Snakes. I love Twin Snakes too.
Yeah, Twin Snakes can work, but I think even that. I think just in general that could be a really cool Blue Point remake. But they had multiplayer God of War to work on and cancel.
What the fuck?
Josie, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Josie Well. I talk about Nintendo and old games and stuff like that. I have Boca in the background, so if you like filmmaking, upping the production value, because I have fun with that. But yeah, thank you for having me on. It's nice to be back.
She just did a whole video on the first Mario game for the Nintendo. Her perspective on it as
And
someone
it
who
was
was
in 4x3.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
watched
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Ah.
It's a 4x3. That's awesome. Wow, you're really getting into filmmaking. That's cool.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I've been doing it for a while, and then I was like, I'm gonna put it in my YouTube videos now.
Mm.
So it's been fun.
Sorry, I've been behind on my Josie content. So.
No, it's okay. I'm honestly flattered that anyone sees it. So.
Brandon says, with Nintendo getting rid of gold coins starting March 24th, do you think that means they don't plan on releasing any first-party games until Switch 2? No, they'll release at least one, maybe two.
Xenoblade.
Well, even outside of that, I think they're gonna probably. I think that Kirby Planet Robot probably drops before Switch 2, and you might even see a Metroid Prime 2 drop before then. So that neither of those would shock me. So I think you will still have those. Joe McKenna says, "Is the Mario Wonder Switch OLED bundle possible evidence of the OLED being phased out once the Switch 2 releases?" Like John has speculated. I've thought about that. Simplify the lineup, get rid of the OLED because it's the most expensive one. Get rid of that weird price gap of $50. It could be. It could be. Could be. It wouldn't shock me. I'll say that if that happened. Gene, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Gene Park. You can. I have a link in my bio to my other YouTube and Twitch. I'm gonna start doing more Twitch streams. Twitch.tv/Gene Park.
Oh, good stuff. Okay.
And you can find me on Washington Post. This week, I plan to be interviewing RGG Studio.
Yeah,
nice.
Last year, I interviewed Yokoyama, the studio head, about their asset reuse. Actually, you said that a lot of people don't talk about that, but I talk about it with him. And he said, he had a great quote. He was like, "I don't understand why the game industry doesn't work like the TV industry, where when you have a TV show and you're trying to tell a consistent story throughout a TV show, you're not going from city to city, or having new characters to tell a story. It's the same characters in the same room with the same stories, and so I don't understand why more games do that, So that's a really interesting perspective, and I definitely want to. This story, I'm definitely going to dig way deeper into how they reuse their assets and everything like that, because I already missed the boat on reviewing Pirate Yakuza. It's great, go get it, but this week I'm gonna focus on that with RGG and check that out.
Okay. Larvey says, "Will these Xbox games being rumored to go multi-plat? Is there an Xbox exclusive you'd like to see make the move outside of the big rumored ones like Halo and Gears? I'd love to see if Quantum Break got on PlayStation." Halo and Gears is like the big one.
Yeah.
Anything
Blue
else?
Dragon and Lost Odyssey on other places too.
Okay, that would be cool because then they'd have to go back and do some work to it to move it over, and you assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would actually be cool just for that fact that they would probably do some work to
Blue
it.
Dragon needs all sorts of work. I doubt they'll do, but if they ever did, that would be it'd be good if they actually remastered that game.
Can I just ask real quick? Are we getting another Gears at all? I feel like it just was like, here's Gears 5, and then they just.
E-Day.
We're getting E-Day.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah, I already forgot about E-Day, right? I know, me
Stop
too.
announcing
I was
shit
like,
and then
Jordan,
just
what's up?
disappear.
Oh yeah, that's right, E-Day.
Like, man,
E-Day.
I want more Gears.
It's coming.
I do want more
Better.
Gears. I was actually super disappointed with his E-Day. I'm like, I don't care about the past, bro.
Yeah,
like, why are we already know what happens at E-Day. There's
Really?
going to be no tension in the story.
I
you know?
think this might be a good, instead of trying to go with all the new characters and stuff they were doing, go back to the characters that people love.
Yeah,
Go
the
back.
data-driven characers that people love. That's
Hey, look,
same shit.
Let me
There
tell you,
needs
I
to
know
be
we're
more risk taken, just a little bit, you know.
I get it. I know we're late on time here, but there was a decision that kind of screwed the Mass Effect franchise. Let me tell you guys it real quick. There was a poll up. I'm back on the. They said, "What do you guys want? You guys want Mass Effect Andromeda, or you guys want a prequel with the Commander Anderson and all of that?" And everyone was like, "Give me the Andromeda, give me the new game," and that screwed everything up for a decade plus. Because if they would have just used Unreal Engine 3 and made a prequel, I think that would have been, maybe it wasn't as good as Mass Effect 2 or 3, but it still would have been really good. I think they would have just reused stuff and it would have just been a better thing on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So sometimes you gotta follow, I get it, I see what you guys are saying, but sometimes you might want to just follow what people know and they like, and you know you can create something awesome. Because
There's nothing
Gears went
wrong
off the
with that.
rails a bit for me because I played all the Gears games. Then it went off the rails by 4. I was like, I don't know.
No,
you
you
know?
play Gears 5. Gears 5 is amazing. It's
Okay,
incredible.
that's true. Yeah, Gears 5. You're right. Gears 5 is good, but yeah, I think a prequel is okay. I'm looking forward to.
I'm not super
I'm not
mad
a big
about it.
Gears
It's
guy.
fine.
I'm not a big Gears guy, but I'm
Look,
looking
I
forward to
like Marcus and Dom. I love the Gears universe, so I'm not super mad about it. It just sucks that the cliffhanger at the end of Gears of 5. Spoilers, I guess. I'm sorry, but the story just doesn't end at the end of Gears 5,
Yeah.
and it's annoying that we can't continue that story.
I
versus...
love waiting decades between my video game stories.
I
Right?
feel
Yeah,
you guys, though, no, I feel you guys.
that worked out so well for Dragon Age Veilguard, right? That nobody gives a shit who the fuck Solus is anymore after 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
Again, bad writers creating these bad situations that they can't write themselves out of, you know?
This is why you plan. You get a writer's room. You decide things.
That's why I gotta hire you, Jordan. To be honest, I keep,
DC Fat Cat, I see you here. I'm going to save that question for RGT. I actually just sent it to him on Twitter just so we don't miss it. We'll ask him that next week. Kale says, in games like Avowed, Fable, Elder Scrolls, etc., do you tend to be more evil or good with your character choices?
I feel like it depends.
I don't like being bad in games because I'm not like a bad person. So like I don't like being bad. I've done it in Mass Effect and I felt terrible. So I don't really do that anymore, to be honest.
I mean,
I'm Renegade. I'll be Renegade.
I mean, most people do play the good route, though. That there was that Mass Effect data. Again, data-driven, right? But Mass Effect
like
data
90%.
showed that over 75% of people were good. So there's a whole population of people who didn't see anything of the evil side, and they spent all those resources making the evil side, and nobody gave a shit about that. So,
I mean, the
I'm
most
at 10%.
relatable thing is when you make a choice of dialogue, and it's like it says one thing, but it comes off differently, and it's like it ruins something, and it makes it evil, or it ruins a relationship with the character. You're like, no, how do I go back? I didn't mean to say it. Everyone has that. I can't be evil in these games. It's hard.
Yeah, that's the only thing about Avowed is that when you think you're evil, the game doesn't think so.
Great job.
Nope. I deliver something, I'm getting payment.
Yeah, no.
The game always hand it over. It's like, nah, I need some money.
Avowed always flips back to being neutral about your character, like no matter where you are in the story, and that's the craziest part.
I am trying to be like, I delivered like just a package to the person. They're like, oh, thank you. I'm like, like,
you're like,
okay, and then they're like, okay, fine. Here's 200 gold. I do that every time. No problem.
That's the most of the impact that kind of happens in Avowed, honestly. So.
And Jordan.
Yeah.
Did I get you? Where can I find you, sir? Did I get you?
No, yeah, you can find me on my channel, Jordan Fringe. Got a big project I've been working on coming out probably in the next week here before the end of the month. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me too, guys. Appreciate it.
And
let me break into the podcast for a little bit.
Hey. Always welcome. Always welcome. Always welcome. Jesus says, John, I saw your video about Xbox Stay Crazy. How many games Xbox were releasing this year? Because like you said, probably the most out of the big three, but the third-party stuff just overshadows it. Do you think Xbox ever changed their approach here, or the cat is out of the bag now? PS RGT hold a fish fry for the cast. Sounds like you have experience. Have a nice weekend. I don't know what that was for Sean, but I feel like that's something he would be able to explain. Like it might be a random rant in one of his.
T-Pig.
Is it called T-Pig or the Tepig?
I don't know. I always
I
say
call him
things
Tepig.
wrong.
I hope it's. We had Cyndaquil we had Cyndaquil in Arceus, didn't we?
We did. There was a new
Bring him
form of
back.
Cyndaquil. There was a new form of Cyndaquil in Arceus. It was a
Okay,
Ghost
I thought
and
so.
Fire. Yeah, Ghost and Fire Cyndaquil. It's awesome.
Yeah. I do wonder if we go around the town.
Typhlosion, my bad.
Yeah.
Ghost
They-
Typhlosion.
They said they're like rebuilding it.
Oh, to mess it up again.
maybe we do actually rebuild the town as we go along, and they just haven't shown the biomes or anything different, because it did look very samey as they were kind of just panning around and showing different parts of it. So that's go ahead, Celia.
Oh, and then this last thing I want to note on, I am very concerned about the battle system of like how that's going to work in real time. I don't trust it to go well.
I think it's gonna be kind of janky.
Yeah, I'm really scared it's gonna be like that, and then like it's just gonna really hurt, to play the game. And I'll play it, it's Pokemon. We're all complaining about the game. We're like, oh, it looks horrible, and we don't understand it, but it's still gonna sell like 10 million copies, like day one.
Oh yeah, it'll easily sell that. Yeah, that won't be an issue at all.
I'm actually looking forward to the battle system because it's just something different. Pokemon Legends was a hybrid action RPG. Like you would do action parts at times before Pokemon battles, during boss battles, and this one it further pushes it away from the core multiplayer Pokemon games that are straight turn-based. So the further they can get away from it, I think the better, and the further they can actually try new things. And it might fall on its face, but I'm willing to say, hey, look, I'd rather have them have two separate ones. One of them that's going to be a single-player adventure that goes into all-out action, and then the other one, we know the core Pokemon games, like the multiplayer ones, are going to be turn-based, you know? So if this one falls on its face or it's not very good, they're going to have the other ones for the battle systems for people, whatever, right? So I don't have a problem with them trying something new and trying some different things with this one. I just, you know, once again, like
Yeah, I don't have a
Jordan
problem with
said,
it either. I
yeah.
just want, I'm worried because I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to be a half step, and like the footage that they showed, it just felt like the Pokemon was just following you around, kind of, and you're repositioning it like that. So I'm just curious how controls are going to look.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested to see how this whole thing turns out. Like at the city, like the world that they build here in that city, and the thing with this though is, again, the graphics came up, of course. That was a big discussion. Sean, you were saying it doesn't, like, none of this, it doesn't really make sense with how much money comes in for the company and the IP and stuff. And I do think I think there's a simpler answer here than people realize, and it's an unfortunate thing to have to say. I think I just don't think Game Freak's very talented in that regard, and it's sad because I think we all assume that like all these studios are like, you know, similar talent level and stuff. I just don't think Game Freak is at that level in terms of 3D visuals.
That's what Sun Grand Studios said. He's a
I just don't think they're
developer
very
as
good at it, and it's sad. But I said I think they need a PS5 to make a PS4 game. I think they need a PS4 to make a PS3 game, as an example. They are always like, they need the next generation to make
I
the
don't think
previous
that gap is
generation
big
visuals.
enough. I don't think that gap is big enough.
No, it's just, it does seem like and if you think about it, they started their 3D development cycle like just recently. I mean, they've been on the 3D up until the 3DS this whole time, right? And it's
16.
You're right. It is.
2016.
You're right,
That's
Sean,
when
that
they
it is sad to think about that because it's such a valuable property. It sells so many copies. I think that's the simplest answer. Is they're just not very talented at this.
So that makes it okay.
No, I
No.
think that's the explanation.
Like,
I just
hire
think they're
someone.
Just,
Fuck. Figure out
just think-
something. Ask for help. I think the problem is they don't give a fuck, and they shouldn't because it keeps selling. But at some point in time, people got to be like, you know, maybe this isn't it. Maybe
Yeah,
this-
I don't think it's ever gonna get to that point.
It won't.
I don't think it's.
It
yeah,
won't
it's never because people
just like people that fucking buy Madden, just like people that buy Call of Duty, they buy it because it's Pokemon.
No, they buy it because they like it. They buy it because they like it. That you might not like it. We might hate the graphics and all that, and I agree. But they buy it because they like it.
think
And
there's a
I
lot of
get we
kids
have a
that
difference, but they
get
like
it for Christmas and because it's Pokemon.
They like
as well.
They like the Pokemon fighting against the other Pokemon. They like the moves. They like it. Now, like I said, I understand it's hard to understand that because you think the quality's so bad, and I agree the quality could be better. But I'm telling you, people that like it, like that's why I have so many people arguing with you on Twitter.
Feels
Like-
like Stockholm.
Do they like-
Yeah.
The little Stockholm syndrome.
then
It's like,
Madden has
yeah.
Stockholm, Call of Duty
Absolutely,
has Stockholm.
absolutely.
All these,
That's
but they
why I
like
use
it.
those.
They like those games.
But
I stopped
every
complaining
year-
about Madden a long time ago. You know why? Because the people that like Madden are just gonna sit there and say, no, here's X, Y, and Z. I mean, I can still complain about it, but I was a religious Madden player for 12 years plus. But it's just they didn't feel like doing any better until college football came out. College football was a little bit better, but Madden has just been like, man, it's been kind of bad for a long time. And I tried to get into the psychology of people who actually like Madden, and from what I've
the
seen,
psychology of the Pokemon people.
it's they simply like it. They like it. There's nothing else to say outside than they like it. It might not be good. It might, and I agree with Sean. I agree with a lot of your points, bro. But I'm telling you, man, they just like something that's we don't like it, but they like it.
It'll definitely be a really popular holiday, like gift, right? Like, what's the Pokemon game? All right, pick it up. That's the Christmas present, whatever. So, I think that'll sell quite a few of them as well. But we still need a release date for it. I think the trailer that's released in Japan still said fall, August, September, maybe somewhere in there.
I think
So-
September at the earliest.
Okay, so we'll get obviously more of a look and stuff at it before then with the release date. So maybe they'll show off some other elements of the game to get people even more excited or on board in the first place. We'll see. That was the Pokemon Presents So yeah, Jordan, I when we were starting up, I realized that next year would be the 30th anniversary, so that would make sense that we would hopefully get some. I think that's the time, by the way, to do the. People always call for it. Every time we get a Pokemon Presents or some kind of event, people go, "Oh, here, this is it. Red and blue are going to NSO." The 30th anniversary would be the time to do that.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff next year, and that's why it felt like there wasn't a lot this year that they had to talk about. At least, so far. There was a lot of speculation going into this, like, oh, they want to get stuff out, that it's out there to celebrate during the 30th anniversary. But it really looks like the plan is to announce it on the 30th anniversary and spend that 30th year with all the new stuff. Because I don't think we're going to be waiting longer than this one extra year so they can have Gen 10 be on their 30th anniversary year and have the Black and White remake games come out at some point in that year as well, and do bigger things. I really do think that Gen 10, with the extra time put into it, will be something that hopefully could at least make someone like Sean go, okay, it looks like there's some changes here. It looks like something has improved, and by that point, we should have a Switch 2. We should have better power, and they should be doing bigger and better things. And I don't want this always to feel like with Pokemon, it's the next one. Oh, it's the next one. It's the next console one. It's the next this one. But hopefully with how vocal everything's been and seeing changes like skipping this year and pushing the generation back.
Right.
I do think that's a big step from the company. It may not look at that forward-facing to the general public, but I think behind the scenes, I think that's a big deal. And I think that's only going to lead to better things for what the future of Pokemon is. And, I can only hope for the best for it. It still deserves all the criticism out there. If you're not impressed by it, that's fair. If you're excited for it, that's fair.
You think they're going to start the 30th anniversary talk at the end of this year to start hyping it up and logo out there, the whole thing, as they head into 2026?
I'm not sure. It might be possible. I can't remember what they did for like the 20th and 25th, like how early they started teasing some of that stuff. But I'm sure we will have a logo. And yeah, I mean, sure, color. I do like that too. That's a Pokemon. That's a good one. I mean, I don't have Cope. I'll criticize anything all day about it. I can only tell you my opinions as well. I like Pokemon. Doesn't mean I like every video game.
Oh, I wasn't laughing at that. Someone is trying to distract me.
That's cool.
Okay.
No, Jordan, don't say that, man. Don't say that. Don't say that you're not coping, bro.
We'll see.
I am coping. What do you want me to say? I don't care. Either way.
I want you to say that you're angry and you're mad.
I'm angry and I'm mad and I'm also coping and I'm also a shill.
Yes.
Whatever.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Is this what you want? Is this getting it for you?
Yes. It's not quite. Say some more. No.
I don't know if we can stream this, OJ.
Let's
Wait, hold up. Wait, pause.
let's move over to another big story from this week, which was WB Games. We got some studios shutting down, and this came out of nowhere because we had gotten an update on some of these studios. Jason Schreier had posted that we were going to get like a follow-up to Hogwarts Legacy. We were going to get a new Batman game that was being worked on. Wonder Woman got rebooted. But then, out of nowhere, was this like Monday or Tuesday or something this week, Jason Schreier posted that Warner Bros. Games is shutting down Monolith Productions. Not Monolith Soft, by the way. This was I feel like this is just becoming a joke in the comments. Oh, I thought that was Monolith Soft. Never mind. Now, Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and WB San Diego. They're also canceling the Wonder Woman game. Now, Monolith Productions has been around for a long time. They were founded in 1994. And they've done quite a few franchises. And there's one in particular that everyone was bringing up, which is Fear. Because Fear 1 and 2, they did those. Fear 3 got handed off to a different studio, but they like set the tone. They started that franchise. Yeah, exactly. Fear 1 and 2 are awesome titles. And Fear 1 was like $1 on GOG. And it's like set up for modern PC builds and everything, and it's still awesome. It is. But they're gone. They did the Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, No One Lives Forever. And just like that, almost overnight, it feels like gone. from there, Player First. They made Multiverses, which WB bought them last year for $100 million. They are now shut down. Multiverses launched, shut down, launched again, then shut down in the time that they had owned them.
That might be the biggest scam nobody's talking about, by the way.
Yeah, WB San Diego, I believe, did a lot of some of their mobile games and stuff, so they're now shut down as well. That is quite the bit of news there all at once. People were not happy with any of this.
Can I go on a small rant about Multiverses?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Small rant about Multiverses. So the funniest thing about Multiverses, and you have all those IPs, right? You have Batman, Superman, you have all that stuff. Let me just did any of you guys play Multiverses here?
I played it briefly. I started up when it first came out, played it for like an hour or two, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
Anybody else play it? Like, nobody here played. Who likes? You guys like Batman or Superman?
Yes.
You guys like Batman, Superman?
Yeah,
right?
Batman's cool as shit.
Yeah, Batman, and they've somehow fumbled it to where people that like Batman and Superman don't want to play the game. That is the worst thing that I've ever seen. I need these companies to stop hanging on Smash players' balls for these games, because a lot of people just don't care. I'm the biggest Smash fan on this panel, but I'm so sick and tired of companies coming out with these games and thinking that the hardcore Smash community is going to lead you to some big game. Once people start seeing characters hyperventilating all over the screen, they don't want to play. So if you're going to make a Smash clone or a game that's like it, please focus on fun, focus on the game itself, focus on that. Stop focusing on the Smash community, where most people don't even care about these people wave dashing and all that. Don't get me wrong, have it in the game if you want to, but please stop making it seem like the whole focus is on that, because I don't understand how you fumble that type of bag that you got. By the way, that was Fighting Game of the Year, and that was also MPD winner. So people spent a lot of money. They made a lot of money off of that game, and it's all going to be, you'll have your stuff after it shuts down, but it's going to be gone. So I'll hope for the next person who thinks that they can do something like in this genre, this platform fighter thing. Please, if you get an IP like Warner Bros, if you get something, please make the game focus on the game just being fun for everyone first, and then add in those hidden layers of depth. That's why Smash Brothers was good, not because they appealed to all the people that want to sit there and sweat it out for 10 hours playing the game a day, but just for everyone, and then you find the hidden depth. That's what makes Smash Brothers super cool. So I'm hoping that, because this is the worst thing that I've seen, and I know you guys don't care too much about it, probably people in the chat don't care, but to see Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and all these characters and have it flop like this, it's the worst thing. And like I said, people spent a lot of money on this game too. Like they made, it was an MPD top seller, so as a free-to-play game. So yeah, anyway, that's my little rant on
John,
that.
why didn't you try to get Jason on again for his report? I know it seemed like it went pretty well last time. It could have been good.
Yeah.
Chat really enjoyed it.
Come on by, Jason. Hop in. The thing with this, because we got more
no
information.
hate to Smash players though, real quick. No hate to the Smash like competitive. I played competitive.
Put
and
on
blah,
some
blah, blah,
goddamn
but
deodorant. That's all I have to say about it.
So that's true. You might get put on some deodorant, but I'm just saying no hate to them, because I got friends in the community. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't.
This is not the way. Most people don't have friends. Most people don't like that community. I'll be honest. The community doesn't like the community. They all hate each other. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm just saying, like, I just think that it was just a bad move to just, because like it's such a small community, and they implode on themselves. So why would you target that for a WB Batman Superman one? Like, it doesn't make sense to me in that respect. But hey, like I said, I'm done with the rant. Sorry, John, go ahead.
That's Player First. Yep, they're going down. So $100 million. That was the cost of it. Less than a year later.
By the way, that game wasn't even available for the whole time. It wasn't even.
Did they take it away or some shit?
Yes, they took it away for almost a year. For like six to 9 months. I don't know. I think it was like 6 months or 9 months somewhere.
It was gone for a while.
It was gone for a while.
Yeah.
It was
so
gone
that
for a while.
didn't work out too well. Now, Monolith Productions, the storyline here is after Shadow of War, they started working on an original game. So it's going to be a new IP. Something happened there and they canceled it, and they decided to give them Wonder Woman, which at that point, a lot of the top studio talent that were in the credits for Shadow of War, as an example, ended up leaving. So I don't even know who was left at Monolith Productions when they were working on Wonder Woman. They tried to get the Nemesis system in the game that they used in Shadow of War, and it didn't work, so they took it out, and they were just going to try to make a open world action adventure game, and I guess it just wasn't working at all. Now the talent that left, a lot of them went and formed Cliffhanger Games, and I believe they're working on the single player Black Panther game right now at EA. So if you like Shadow of War and Mordor, that's where they went. You can follow that game. But this is probably one of the biggest fumbles I've ever seen by a publisher. WB Games is, I mean, it's just incredible mismanagement for this whole thing from the top. It is just
Are you surprised?
It's impressive.
Are you surprised?
Am I surprised
I feel
now?
like this is a trend amongst a vast majority of Western game developers.
Well, I think WB is like one of the standouts because if you think about it, they had somehow thought it was a good idea for Rocksteady to do a live service Suicide Squad game, which is a terrible idea.
It previewed well, though. Remember? It previewed well.
It was good in 2017, right? It was a good idea in 2017.
I don't know if it did. Did it? I feel like it.
It did.
Did it?
Did.
I did it.
I thought it previewed mixed. I thought the previews
I
were
thought
mixed.
people
There
were
was
kind of
something-
burying
yeah.
it a little bit.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was mostly positive. Let me,
Really? Okay. I thought it was my
No,
bad. Maybe the
no,
previews
but I
that
could,
I saw.
I could be wrong.
I remember they showed us the menu. Remember when they first showed us the gameplay? We were like, "What is this? What? This doesn't look good." And they showed us the screen that looked like it was like a little mobile game kinda with all the numbers and stuff. We're like, what are we looking at here? So as soon as they showed it to us, there was immediate like recoil
Okay.
to the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a bit more mixed. It was a bit more mixed. I stand corrected on that.
Sean, do you think your algorithm is just the super positive people because that's who you interact with?
No, I don't interact with them. You know what it is?
I think
you know what
find
it is?
everyone that's
no.
excited, so.
You know what it is? I'm gonna fucking reveal exactly what it is. That motherfucker right there with the fucking earbuds in his ear. He always sends me positive tweets from people all the fucking time. Anytime they're glazing something that he knows will annoy me. So I think that's what happens because I click on the tweet and I'm like, what is wrong with this motherfucker? Do they not live in reality? And then I think it just infiltrates my Twitter line.
I like to
So-
test John a lot.
God, I hate you.
So you're blaming John for your...
It's
I mean, he
awful.
probably should. He probably should. I have to do a lot of writing and research all day, and I just come across all this stuff. And half the time, it's even articles that I send them.
You doing hundreds
Hell
of
yeah,
hours of
Sean.
research there, pal?
It's like, I wonder if this will do it. Let's see.
That's really... Keep on doing it.
Research is good. Research is good.
Yeah. So I just make sure Sean sees things.
You know, with Suicide Squad and with WB, yeah, it seems like they're definitely like, and also Mortal Kombat 1, that was, I mean, it was okay, but there was definitely some issues there too. So even in their successes, there's been a few things, but it looks like they're going to be doubling down on what's going to work for them. What did they say, John? They did say
Batman,
about it in
Mortal
news, right?
Kombat,
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Question.
That's
Are the Game of Thrones games that they
Yeah.
make good?
Game of Thrones. They
Game of
also said Game
Thrones,
of
that's
Thrones.
the other
Yes.
Is it gonna be good?
Probably not.
The only Game of Thrones games I know about are like the mobile ones. Like I know there's one on like Netflix, I think. So I'm just curious how that's gonna work out.
Can I ask a question?
No.
And you know, I am a fan of women. Let's get that out of the way.
There we go.
Sean, are you gonna ask something
What?
stupid?
No,
No, the way that you're preferencing this is
just
like
because
I have female friends, but
was gonna
and then
say,
that's the
I-
shittiest
no,
thing you
no.
can say. Okay,
I'm
It almost sounds like I got a black friend, but it's almost
just-
like.
yeah.
it's almost like-
I'm just asking. Does
Uh-huh.
anyone think that $100 million+ Wonder Woman game was a good idea? Does anyone
That's-
feel that I'm not a big superhero? I'm asking honestly because I'm not a misogynist, but I'm also not a big
Yeah.
superhero guy.
I
don't
am
know
a
how
Wonder.
popular that
I am a Wonder Woman fan. She is one
OJ
of
is
my
a
favorites.
misogynist as well. Okay. What?
What?
No, I'm a fan of Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a Wonder
I
Woman fan.
misheard
She's
you.
my favorite. She was my main in
There was just a-
Multiverses.
There was just an elimination on the elimination chamber.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess
my
that's
bad.
happened.
Yeah, she was my main. I used her in Multiverses. She was my main character. I like Wonder Woman. I like her a lot. I don't like the movies are okay, but the person who plays Wonder Woman, maybe not the best actor, but that's okay. But like I do like the movies and I do like Wonder Woman and all that. And I thought it was a good idea if they can make a great game, because Wonder Woman's a cool character. She has an invisible plane. That's cool. Well, maybe that's not that cool, but that'd be cool to see how they implemented it. She has a lasso that's super dope. She's really strong. She's fast. She's a dope character. Like, even in Multiverses, she was dope in Multiverse. Like, what they did with her in Multiverse, it was really good.
Like,
I
I watched
Shield and all that.
the 80s. What was it, Linda was the woman's name or something like that?
I forgot.
Wonder Woman in the 80s? Linda Carter.
Yeah.
So here's the situation with that, Sean. I think one of the reasons they ended up trying that is because they most likely looked around to see what's a relevant IP we can use from our catalog of a bunch of different heroes and stuff. And the Wonder Woman movie in 2017 grossed like almost $1 billion or something. So in their mind, they're like, oh, let's see if that works here. At that time, though, Wonder Woman 1984 had come out, and it didn't perform well at the box office, and they think it was because of like the pandemic and stuff. So in their mind, they're like, okay, that's why. But video games are up right now, which we've discussed a lot, right? It's like, oh, look at the explosion of sales for games. Let's now try Wonder Woman here. That would be my theory for why they went with that.
Yeah.
I still think, I mean, the character's popular. Wonder Woman's still a cool character, and it's about the gameplay. If the gameplay was going to be dope, then I mean, I see what Sean's saying, because what have we gotten Wonder Woman, you know, in the last however many years? There's been no Wonder Woman like video game stuff, right? So how well would like do you want to invest $100 million plus into this that you don't know how well it's going to do? It's one thing to have Wonder Woman as like a side character, or as like a part of like a Marvel or like a DC Ultimate Alliance or some type of game like that, but as a lead in a video game, like I can understand that. But I mean, the people that were working on the game were very competent, right? It was Shadow of Mordor people, like
definitely more competent than Game Freak.
Yeah,
well,
that's true. Well, Game Freak's still around, but I mean, but
that's true. I'll give you that.
When they canceled,
but I see what you're saying though. Graphically, 100%, graphics wise and all, blow Game Freak away. I agree.
when they canceled their original project, a lot of the people left, and I assume they said, well, we can either hope that the people left over can make a new IP again, or we can give them something that is already well known and successful. Let's give them Wonder Woman. Let's see what happens. Didn't work. Probably in hindsight, a bad idea even. So now Monolith Productions is pretty much gone now.
You know what sucks though, man? It's like one mistake and cooked.
Ooh, Green Lantern game.
Like, why is it one mistake and they're done? For all the good that they did over the years?
Because they didn't do good in a very long time.
It has been a bit, right? Because it was Shadow War was 2017, right?
Was it 2017 their last big game?
Yeah.
Shadow War.
That's 8 years, man.
It's the investment cost. It's like, okay, there's our $100 million video game, and it's failing. So now that we lost this money and we're losing everything we invested in our plans, we're gonna cut more losses and kill the company.
Damn, that's rough, man.
That tax rate.
Could have been any company. It could have been Monolith Soft. It could have been whoever was tasked with something like this. It's gonna happen to them no matter what. They're the scapegoat that gets the sword. You know, not the top. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Normalize
Shame. They made
firing
Condemned.
CEOs, like,
They're
for
gone.
bad financial decisions. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yep. So there you go. Hey, Condemned still a good game. Good Xbox 360.
Oh,
launch
did they
title.
make Condemned? I didn't know that. Okay,
They did.
Condemned 2. Condemned 2, very underrated.
There's a bear in that game.
Multiplayer.
That was
stuff.
yeah. I just Condemned was crazy, man. That's what I mean. Monolith did some impressive stuff, like for in terms of even the tech around the games, Nemesis system, Fear. If you check that, I mean, go play.
They did Fear
It's-
too?
Yeah.
They did Fear 1 and 2.
Damn.
They handed off 3 to another studio, but yeah.
Oh, okay. But they did the Fear games 2 as well. Okay.
Yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, they did 1 and 2, and I mean, like that first Fear game, is still really good.
Hold up,
Go
I
play
think
it right
that's-
now on PC.
I'm gonna have to change my mind. That's a bad. I see what Jordan said, but that might be a bad idea to let them all walk, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that was weird to me. They all left and they went and made a studio, and then EA immediately was like, "Hey, come work with us." But then they took a licensed IP in Black Panther. I figured they wanted to make their own IP, and that was the whole reason they left. But maybe they wanted to make a Black Panther game.
That's a lot of talent. I mean, I get that they're trying to downsize. That's a lot of talent to let walk away. Like that could probably make you something good if you had better management. You know?
Yeah, the WB management, and that's the story that went out was that yeah, there's a lot of back and forth miscommunication and poor management from the top. They specifically pointed to a couple of people and named them and everything.
Most of the time, this is management issues. Like when you have stuff like this, as I've worked in big business before, I'm telling you, man, when things go wrong like this, bro, it is most of the time it's like ass tier management. Like most of the time.
I also think one of the downfalls of WB was getting rid of the frog. He was fun. Whatever
Yeah,
happened?
they
Double, you
They had good shows on there too. Remember they had that one show that was like the fake Married with Children, but it had a redhead chick instead of Christina Applegate. They had the Wayans brothers.
Oh yeah, Wayne's Brothers was a great show.
That was a great show. I love the
That was
theme
a very
song.
good show. Yeah.
I don't know if I could sing it on here in 2025.
I can sing it. We're happy. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna sing it.
Okay.
We're brothers.
I'll say
We're
I'll
happy.
singing and we're
Colored.
give me a
Give
five.
me a high five.
Yeah, that show was awesome. Yeah, I'd happily ever after. It had like a fucking rabbit or something in that shit. Bring back the WB, man. That shit was tight.
Yeah. I will say for the studios that are left, man, Rocksteady, you gotta make sure this Batman game hits that they're working on right now. I'm hoping for their sake it's Batman Beyond, because that would be the one that would probably like work for them. Right now it feels different enough. If it's just like a run-of-the-mill Batman game that comes out and does like okay, and that might be the end of Rocksteady even. WB just looks like they're ready to cut expenses and do it soon and quick.
But aren't you surprised that Rocksteady even like managed to survive?
Yeah, a little bit. I really thought Suicide Squad was gonna. Apparently, the reason that they, like, a lot of the stuff got canceled is because Suicide Squad underperformed and Multiverse underperformed, and then they took a bath on the Wonder Woman cancellation. They're like, nope, that's it. Monolith's gone, and they had to cut expenses.
They took a bath. They grabbed the toaster while it was plugged in. Like, all right.
The management must have been, or like the upper management, like the people that they must have been absolutely livid. That room must have been a war zone. It must have been like banging the table and like you guys, like how you guys mess all this up over the last 10 years.
Celia, what was your favorite show on the WB?
My favorite show. That's a good question because I can't remember.
They had white girl
Animaniacs-
shows on there. They had Seventh Heaven, Gilmore Girls, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
W. Sorry, I'm very confused. What we're talking? What are
The
we talking about?
WB.
Was Animaniacs on WB?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Fox. Fox.
It
on
was
Fox,
Fox and
but
the
it was
WB
based
as
on the
well
Warner
as
Brothers.
WB Kids.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
because they
There's
came out of
that.
Any
the Warner
Fox
Bros.
shows
Tower.
on
There's
there? That was a
Tiny
good one.
Toons, Gilmore Girls.
Dawson's
Uh,
Creek. I don't wanna wait.
No, I watched Gossip Girl. I watched a lot of that.
What about One Tree Hill?
I never watched One Tree Hill. I did watch some.
That's a white girl show.
Was Buffy on that? Or was
Buffy
that a
was.
different channel?
Buffy was from
Buffy was.
97 to
Buffy was great.
2001. Charmed.
Angel was
I
also on
I
there.
watched some Charmed. I watched.
You guys, why is no one bringing up the PJs?
I remember the PJs.
Yeah. It started off as a Fox show, but then it went to the WB for.
Jordan, it's a choice that I'm not bringing up the PJs.
That's messed up.
Smallville.
They had
was on
Steve Harvey show with Romeo. R.I.P. Romeo.
Wait, which Romeo are you talking?
The
Lil
guy,
Romeo?
the guy's on the show's name was Romeo.
Oh,
There's a Cameron song where he's just talking about people that passed away, and one of the lines is the other Williams sister, Romeo from Steve Harvey. And I don't know why it always is stuck in my head. Parenthood, that was a fun show.
good show. Still don't think they're better than like Prime Nickelodeon, but yeah, they're good.
Bro, nothing can really beat Prime Nickelodeon. I'm sorry, that's still like the gold standard.
Yeah, I watched what's it called? Thing on what was it? What's that show? Salute Your Shorts. That show was actually kind of goated.
Oh no, yeah. We run and jump, we swim and play, we row and go on trips. But the things that last forever are our dear friendships. Camp Anawana, hold you in our heart. And when we think about you, it makes me want to fart. Say it right or pay the price. We have shared a lifetime of the fondest memories by the lake of Anawana set in the old pine trees.
The fact that you remembered all that is really cool.
Bro, that's like my whole fucking brain is just like 90s TV shows.
What about Hey Dude? I watched the thing on Hey Dude as
I didn't
well.
fuck with Hey Dude because I didn't like cowboy stuff.
Yeah, Hey Dude was back burner. That was if I have to watch it.
Okay, one more, and then we can move on. Pete and Pete. I thought that show was
Pete
really
Pete,
good.
I was
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
classic.
That's classic. That's classic.
Yeah.
See, Fable did get delayed out of 2025 into 2026.
Can't do any super
I-
chats, man. What are you doing?
I
It's
was
an hour
going to
and
do
20?
super chats, and I was going to do the community, the mailbag at the end as
Your
well.
show. I mean, you usually do it at the 1 hour mark.
How about I'll go through the super chats now, then we'll talk Fable, and then we'll roll into the mailbag. Because we actually got a bunch of mailbag questions too. Let's see. Andy Ackerman says, Sean, it's spelled C-A-N.
That's Cian. How do you spell lawn? L-A-W-N. Like you're mowing a lawn on a John Deere and you're jiggling on it and
Hey,
someone's
the
watching
lawnmower.
you.
Hold up! Don't tell John about lawnmowers.
Yeah.
To get upset here.
You got beef with a lawnmower, John? What's the
Yes, you weren't here last week. John has issues with lawnmowers.
the whole thing.
There's a problem.
Quest for Glory says, Celia, do you use that CRT TV behind you?
Yeah, I do actually. Not as often. Like I have a much larger CRT in my den, and that's usually where all of the game systems are hooked up. But I have used this one.
Medallion says, Celia, oh, where are you in the Majora's Mask playthrough? Hail Spawncast on Saturday nights again.
Wait, why is Travis Scott in the ring? What the fuck is this?
I'm in
show.
Icona. I'm like at the end. I'm just taking a break from Majora's right now because I've been really busy.
Sean played 30 minutes of it and gave up.
Yeah. Majora's Mask.
No.
Majora's
Mask. For context, I'm 100%ing it. I'm just taking a little bit of a break right now.
Oh, wow, okay. Andy Ackerman says, wake up, Celia.
I'm so tired. I'm fighting it though. I'm fighting the sleepies.
Tony says, with Stone Cold Steve Austin voice, that's Sean's the Stone Cold Steve Austin voice. He has like the
Pokemon Legends ZA looks like a big old piece of trash. What?
buy one, I'll get one free. Hey, shout out to the Dr. Nick picture there too. Pokemon
To
ZA
the BBL community.
pretty much copied everything from Pokken on the Wii U except for the rest.
Can I say something? I finally saw someone with the BBL, and that ish looks so weird. I was at Walmart, and I was going, and it just shot out of nowhere, and I'm like, whoa, that's gotta be fake. So I ain't never seen one of I seen it obviously
Did you
on,
ask her?
No, hell no. I'm married. No, I didn't ask her. She was with her family, but it literally like started like up. It wasn't like a normal shape. You could tell it was completely
No
fake. The way that
gooning in Walmart.
I
please.
think it's the first time you've seen someone with a bad BBL. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
it was definitely a bad BBL. Yes.
Yeah.
First time that a bad BBL. Yeah.
Yeah, because like they're all over like California. It's
Like
just-
Slump says, BBL at Walmart, they're not putting their finest out there.
Shout out to John.
Hey, look, that's where it was, man. It was super fake, and she wanted to make sure everybody knew because she was wearing like spandex, and it looked so fake.
You should have gone to
for
Target.
her.
Should have went to Target. Nah, that's where all the natural
quality
natural shopping.
BBL.
Jorge says, so 5 million units for Xenoblade X? Pokemon?
No.
Yeah. Illustrious says, will Rockstar launch GTA 6 console only and digital only at launch with a delayed physical release and PC far behind? No, I think they're gonna go across the board with that. It's a massive release. They'll do everything they can to also sell you probably a $250 collector's edition. Oh yes, do a lot. Madado Mario says, OJ is right. Many only use Monolith soft games when it fits their narrative. But remember, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 initially was rough too when it was launched. Yeah, but look how much better it got from 2 to 3. Like 3 does look better than 2 by like a fair margin, I'd say, when I was looking at it.
Yeah. 2, what he's referring to is that 2 needed about a half year of patches to get quality of life features, to get a bunch of stuff added. It was definitely not ready to launch but that was rushed. I mean, they were trying to make the December 1st launch date. I mean, they made it.
I mean, they got better as the Monolith Soft's gotten better as the generation has gone on with the visuals of the game and everything. Whereas Game Freak's kind of just been like, just flatline across. So
yeah, Monolith Soft was better. I mean, because Monolith Soft made games on the Wii U, or they made a game on the Wii U, or games, I guess you can say, like, I mean, Breath of the Wild, whatever. But yeah, they got that jump on the Wii U, be able to make that engine. That they ported that engine over to the Nintendo Switch, and they continue to use that one and upgrade it from there.
Mr. One Up says Madden is in the same boat as Pokemon.
Not Mr. One Up, it's Mr. One Up.
Mr. One Up. Madden is in the same boat as Pokemon. People will buy it regardless of the quality it comes out as. Adam says, am I the only one who believes a return to the Ora region will be a breath of fresh air for the Pokemon franchise? Either a new game or collection. Sean says,
Maybe.
Pokemon...
Big fan of the Ore. That's Shaun.
says,
You know where the Ore region
Pokemon
is,
Red,
Sean?
Blue... What's that, Jordan?
I just want to know if he knew where the Ore region was.
Yeah, it's by the boat region.
By the
Very good.
boat region?
Yeah.
Got it right. Good job, Sean.
Good job. Very right. Gold star.
Pokemon Red, Blue Switch Remake will flesh out environments and a new art style, please. No chance in hell because Pokemon is predictable, but a man can dream.
I want that too.
Didn't they already do? That's Pokemon
Yeah,
Let's Go.
it's Go, but it's not the same, and it's not what we wanted.
We need to stop remaking the same Red. Like they remade.
No,
that would be
I
the
want them to
third
remake
time.
it, but how I want it to be remade.
It was remade in Fire Red, Leaf Green. They remade it again. Now remake. How many remakes do we need of that? We need
one more and do it right.
Jordan, would a return to the Ore region that be a breath of fresh air for the Pokemon franchise?
I don't know. You get a new region every generation, you know, and then some side games even are just new random areas that they say this is a new area. Here's a new region.
Wow.
So I don't think specifically going back would be like a breath of fresh air, but I do think Colosseum and Gale of Darkness do need some sort of re-entry, whether that's just even the bare minimum. Just put them accessible to play on the Switch, you know, something, because they're great games.
Maybe we get that GameCube app for the NSO Next Generation Switch 2, and boom, they hit us with those on NSO. Because they're not technically mainline Pokemon games, and we have Stadium, so the next step up would be Coliseum, and they can just throw Gale of Darkness in there for you.
John Cena just turned heel. It actually fucking happened. You know what? Good job.
Oh my god, I can't believe it happened. That's crazy.
It's been like 20 some odd years, Jordan.
I know. He should just start rapping again. That was funny.
He should.
Is there gonna be evil John Cena in the 2K25?
He's beating the fuck out of Cody right now, and he's siding with The Rock, who's wearing fucking bell-bottom Jinkos. He looks like a fucking ass.
Reese says, Lies of P is a masterpiece. Please play it. Lies of P is very good. Fransby, might be Todd Howard, not sure. Gifted 20 Spawn Wave memberships. If you got a gifted membership in the chat, say thank you to Fransby. Shout out to Fransby, always coming through. Big shout out to Fransby. Omar says, hey Celia, it was my son Gabriel's birthday last week. He's a huge Shovel Knight fan. Could you wish him a happy birthday on behalf of Yacht Club?
Omar, first off, that's awesome. Happy birthday. But send us an email, and maybe I can send you a card from Shovel Knight or something digitally. So I think that's one step better. But
that'd be cool.
personally, happy birthday.
Should they just email the support?
Yeah, it's on our website. It's our contact. I'm the one that gets it. So send us an email.
There you go. You line right to Celia. There you go, Omar. Yeah, send them an email. They can get
Shouldn't have said that.
Shovel Knight card. We'll keep an eye out for Omar in the email inbox.
Yeah.
Mac Mega says, "What if ZA looks and plays Miles better on Switch 2, Sean?"
Don't hold your breath, pal.
The good news is it'll be out after the Switch 2 is out, so we'll know hopefully pretty quickly from reviews or people who are checking out the game ahead of time.
Okay, something I'm curious about for ZA. And it's something that is interesting to me. I don't know if anyone else cares, so disregard if you don't care. But so when they make announcement trailers, that's where the state of the game is of when they're making that. So I'm very curious when looking at release, like how many months. How do I say this? During the development process, like when they're doing this trailer and they're recording the gameplay footage, how early in development is this trailer made, and how it compares to the final result. And I did this with Arceus and also Violet, so I'm kind of curious of where this one's gonna fall in the line of where it is in development.
Yeah, when Arceus, Arceus, however you say it, was first shown, dude, that was rough. Their first trailer was even worse.
Yeah.
So than what they showed with this in terms of performance and stuff. That first trailer, if you go back and look, man, it was a bit rough. So I'm not sure. I'm guessing it would be a number of months before. That's what I would guess. If the trailer comes out in January or whatever, I'm guessing it would be at least maybe 5 or 6 months before. They're probably getting footage. It'd have to be well before it because they're capturing certain points. You look at the trailer, there's so many different levels that they're at, So it was over, of course, they're level 50 something, and they're low leveled. So it was definitely over the course of some time. So I'm not sure. It might have been right before, but it might be different for each one. It might be different for each trailer. Each developer does it a different type of way. But I'm guessing it'd be a number of months before.
100%. But it's just I'm really curious, what it looks
that's a good question. For sure.
Yeah. When we get the release date, I'll review that again and make some speculations.
When I pocket card jockey for good games, thanks DC Fat Cat.
I mean, Little Town didn't look disgusting.
Little Town Hero.
Yeah.
That game's bad, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no one really.
Yeah, that game's not very good. but yeah, graphics look alright.
Spyro Jones says even Detective Pikachu 2. Thanks.
I'm so mad that game was shit.
God, that one looked like dog shit for sure.
Yeah, but the movie was so cute, and the concept of solving mysteries with Pikachu in some I don't know, Professor Layton style game would have been so freaking cool. And that's such an awesome concept, and they squandered it. Okay, that's my complaint.
Quest for Glory Gamer says, John, where's the link to Streamlabs? You lazy or what? I forgot to put it in there a long time ago, and I haven't gone back and grabbed it. But I'll drop it in for the next one. Thanks, Quest for Glory Gamer. Appreciate the reminder. Sharpedo says, can someone explain what is the Nemesis system and what difference is there to AI? Hope your day is doing well, Celia, and for the others too, I guess. So the Nemesis system. the way it worked, I mean, I think MVG would be able to describe better from his end as a developer. But when Shadow of Mordor came out, it was a big thing because the idea was you would have, as I say, Nemesis. You'd have different enemies that would remember you if you battled them and lost, and you would die, come back, and stuff. But the idea is they would queue to rank up in the army that they're in. And even if you're not fighting them, so you'd try to find these different generals or war chiefs or stuff. Even if you're not fighting them, they could actually go off and fight other enemies, in the background and stuff, other commanders, and they would gain up in the ranks. And the idea is the Nemesis system. You'd have different enemies that would build storylines almost organically with you as you play through the game, and it could be significantly different from anyone else's storyline that they have. And it was a really cool sort of reactive system. And for Shadow of War, they made it so that you could actually have these enemies become allies and kind of put the pieces in place so that they would go up and betray the war chiefs for you or call them out, and then you could kind of corner them and take them out that way. So Shadow of War was, I think, the best implementation of it because they just built off of it. But that was the biggest thing, was it felt like you would create these adversarial relationships or even just like friendships with these different war chiefs and generals and even grunts, and then have them build up the ranks, and it was pretty interesting. Unfortunately, it is patented with WB up till 2036. So
nobody care about that crusty ass patent, bruh.
It's gonna be a bit if anyone wants to. Although some might be able to design it in just a way to where it doesn't infringe on the patent, just not call it Nemesis or change a few things here or there. But it was a genuinely unique thing. I mean, I would say it's probably one of the best things that came out of the 8th generation.
I looked at that patent. Have you guys ever looked at the patent? I know, John, you looked at it. That patent is so needlessly complicated and complex with all sorts of stuff. If somebody wanted to do it, they could easily switch a few things around and make it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even really worried about people. Oh, nobody else can make a Nemesis system.
And
if
somehow
somebody wants
Nintendo would say that they have it, and they would sue them.
The thing with that
Nintendo's patent was you throw a ball at a thing, like you throw a ball at an object. It was nowhere near as complicated as the Nemesis system patent.
The thing with this though is if you use Nemesis system, you're pretty much going to build the entire game around it. So that's probably why it's not being used as often, if ever. But I would have just been curious to see how they would have built on it, because they did build on it with Shadow of War. I'd have been curious what their next thing would have been for it. So that's the only unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Shinru says, "Evening all. 2 questions. Will we all be alive when Nintendo puts their games on PC? Also, is anyone else disappointed that Legends ZA is in the future but uses the Legends tag? Doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. Good night." Be alive for Nintendo on PC?
Yes. Yes, I think Nintendo will put games on PC, not this upcoming gen, but the gen after or so. So we're talking in the 2030s.
Late 2030s.
Nah, I'll be
Yeah,
dead.
20. No, you won't, Sean.
Yeah, I almost died 2 years ago. What are you talking about? I'm on
Yeah,
borrowed
you made
time.
a bunch of, and you made a bunch of changes to improve your health. So
Well,
don't say that. Don't say that.
would you
Don't say
consider-
you're gonna be dead.
Would you consider it's running on PC if they're streaming from data centers? So they're like, hey, we're going to lean into the streaming thing. You don't need a Switch 4 or whatever to play it. You can stream it on your phone. But it's not running on a Switch 4. It's running on like a PC in a data center. Would that count? Because maybe.
They're going to put games on PC at some point. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to put everything, like they're going to just go all in on PC. Like, but yeah, will you be able to play, I don't know, like Mario 64 on PC one of these days, like officially, or would you have like Sunshine or some old game or something? Yeah, sure.
I could see
think that's
NSO.
eventually-
I could see that
Yeah,
like that online, Nintendo Online. They might even call it that instead. They might change the name Nintendo Online, and they have like a lockdown app that you sign into and you play the games. I could see that. That's
I could even see them putting it in the future, into TVs, where it's just part of like the TV service. Like if you buy, like I don't know if you guys, like if you buy like a Vizio TV, they have their own TV service like that they supply, or Samsung. I can even see having them have a deal to where you can play NSO through like online. Like there's gonna be ways that it's gonna evolve. And the reason why I
Nintendo
say
put
this,
their console on a sharp TV before,
and they've done Nvidia Shield. They've done Nvidia Shield stuff. And if you look at the what's it called? Remember people said Nintendo would never do mobile. Remember that was the thing. Like Nintendo would never do mobile. That was the thing. Like, and then they did mobile, right? So I think eventually you're going to have to evolve your business plan to more than just your system. Like eventually you will. You don't got to do it right now because Switch is successful. But eventually you're gonna have to say, okay, like there's a lot more money out there if we just maybe do like a couple things here and there for it. Like, so
yeah.
I
think
eventually not
you
soon.
say Shuhei Yoshida in his interview with Colin mentioned that the reason that Sony should be pushing more and more to PC is because it helps them in places like China gain a bigger foothold and be able to sell games easier. And you see that when like Monster Hunter comes out and it's like, wow, there's a 1.3 million concurrent on PC. That's a big market if you have the right game. So
If you have the right game, man, it really. So like, let's say Splatoon in the future.
Yeah, that would be
could
big.
be massive. You launch that on like just PC, on your TV, on the Switch 5 or whatever dude, that could become one of the biggest multiplayer games. Like, so certain games, I think they might want to say, hey, we're gonna have this on PC and on console in the future and crossplay in the future. Like I said, not anytime soon, but in the future.
Also, the Legends title, I just want to say, not encompassing of anything. Just it's whatever otherworldly story they want to talk about in lore of Pokemon. It doesn't have to be tied to the past. So it's just whatever story that's not in continuity with whatever they're trying to do with the mainline games.
Okay. Epic Dreamer says, if classic Pokemon games release on NSO rental service instead of a physical release that I would actually own, I'll be pissed. Generations 1 through 3. Put it all in one cartridge. That'll be cool. I feel like they'll just sell them digitally if they can and charge you $20 a pop for it.
You could own it physically.
That would be nice.
Own the original physically.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. Super Christian Me World says, difference between Monolith Soft and Monolith Productions, one of them kicked the bucket. R.I.P. Well, that is true. Buy One says, WB should have made an Alien Isolation horror-style game where you play as Joker's henchman and is stalked by Batman. See, that's that's at least an interesting twist.
They made a game that was kind of like that. Gotham Imposters. It wasn't
Gotham City
quite like that. That there was some type. Was it? Or am I mistaken with that?
It was
game?
it was a multiplayer.
That was a shooter game.
That was a
shooter.
multiplayer
Yeah,
shooter.
First person shooter.
In Suicide Squad, there is a level where you were being hunted by Batman as the different members of the Suicide Squad. It's like this one section of the game that's actually really cool, and they never did it again. I don't know why. It's like 20 minutes.
Okay, I read his come wrong. Stalked by Batman. I thought you just play as like Jokers, like weirdos and shooting people. That's what.
Oh no, it was an old school. I don't want to say hero shooter, but like you had different builds of characters. Like one was like the heavy, one was like the light. I guess it'd be more like Team Fortress 2 then. I think.
Okay, yeah. I remember
It was fun though. I liked it back then. That was also, hold on. That was also Monolith. Monolith did that one too.
Monolith is
hey,
like
anything creative, they were there.
Low key goated, man.
I like that game. That was a fun game back then.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. Zoop says, pattern of flops which try to copy other successes for multiverses. Yeah. Fish fan says, great to see a full panel tonight. RGT Dawson's Creek was a banger. That Joey Potter. How's Jima? And you're gonna start doing after shows again?
Maybe, but not tonight. I'm tired. I didn't sleep good last night. Grandma's fine. I saw her yesterday because my mom just came in town yesterday, so I gotta go over there tomorrow and hang out for a bit.
F3 TV says, first Spawncast as a married person. Thank you all for your time and your voices. Hey, shout out to F3 TV. Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Good luck, my friend.
I knew that was coming. Super Christian Me World says, no, we don't need another red, blue, green remake.
You're wrong, and that's okay.
You're wrong, Christian. Take the L.
Then they follow up saying, dear RGT, please don't spoil WWE. Love Me World. It's too late.
It's not a spoiler if it's a premium live event. Do you not have Peacock?
Maybe they're at work and they can't watch it yet.
Yeah, don't spoil
But
anything.
you're watching
about
this
John Cena being
instead?
evil.
Hey, it's fine. They're allowed to watch Spawncast at work. They can't watch WWE. Watch this. Vita says, actually, to be honestly, some of the places do block like all the premium services. They leave YouTube because it's actually like useful for like looking stuff up. And it's Google. Vito says, did Celia win that CRT? And can you unban Vito Libido from here and Game and Talk between us? 7, I think Josie got too trigger ban happy one day.
No, Vito's not bad on my channel. He's just a little goofy.
We'll review it. I did not win the CRT, but I did get it for free. Someone was cleaning out a unit, and they were like,
You just walking by and oh, hey.
Well, no, I'm in a Facebook group, and they were like, hey, like, does anyone want free stuff? And I was like, I'll check it out, stranger. And so I went to their place, and I acquired a TV.
Just walking by.
I mean, it's quite simple.
Broke into someone's house.
Yeah, I did.
Stole
Snatch
it.
and grab, but it's a TV.
Any thoughts about Fable being moved from 2025 to 2026? They showed more footage of it as well, but I I don't know, something about this game in 2025 did always seem a little off to me.
It seemed off, yeah. I kind of felt it coming. You know, I'm an old school Fable fan. I like the Fable games, Fable 1, Fable 2, Fable 3's but Fable 1 and 2 are cool. And yeah, I just knew that because like they weren't talking about it much. They weren't showing many things. Microsoft always likes to show off crap, and the fact that they weren't showing this game, I kind of knew like, yeah, it's probably going to be a 2026. Plus, the reports came out about now, could be PlayStation, maybe Switch 2 for the game. So I'm like, this game's probably going to get delayed out of 2025.
You think that's going to happen? They'll show it next year, and there'll be a PS5 logo and maybe a Switch 2 logo next to the Xbox One?
Absolutely. I think absolutely. I don't know about Switch 2, maybe. The rumors were Switch 2 as well, but PlayStation 5, absolutely, because you can't screw... This is a expensive game to make.
Yeah, it is expensive.
People don't know... I mean, Fable has not been relevant in how many years? You're going to need people to buy this game. You can't launch it with this small install base, that the Xbox Series has. Maybe people on PC, but it's never been a PC game. Fable's never a PC game. But people buy big AAA RPGs on the PlayStation brand. I think you kind of have to launch it on there as well if you want the game to do well enough at the beginning to justify what you spent on it, So,
since the last Fable game, Fable 3 came out, a person could have gone from preschool to graduating high school. In that span of time. That's how long it's been. So you have new gamers coming out now who have no idea about Fable.
Is that Fable the Journey, the last Fable game that you're talking about, or the canceled Fable?
Fable 3.
Okay, Fable 3. Okay.
Yeah, the actual Fable game, 3. It's been like 14 some odd years. It's a little over 14 years now since that came out.
Yeah, I played the crappy Fable Journey game on Kinect. That game sucks.
I didn't play that.
I even played the canceled Fable game, the multiplayer online.
Oh, at like E3.
Yeah, I played at E3 2014. It was cool. It was cool, and I was like, cool. We got a new Fable game coming, and then they canceled it. But it was a dope idea. It was kind of like a dungeon master type of thing, plus like multiplayer co-op. One person can like control people and all that. And anyway, it got canceled. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best. This one looks like it's going to be okay from the footage, but you never know until you see.
Visually, it looks really impressive. I'm more concerned about the gameplay aspect to it, the combat. I don't say it looks sluggish, but it looked like there were some, like the animation was like a little sketchy. They said pre-alpha footage, so okay, all right.
Yeah, well, to me, I'm kind of wondering, should they have went this hardcore on the graphics in the game? Like, I don't know if that's inhibiting. Like, it's Fable, like, you don't necessarily need the best of the best. Like, those graphics look so good, and trying to do that over the course of a big RPG, like, is that going to be tougher for them? So I am wondering about that. And, the development team, they made racing games. They made, with a Playground, right?
Yep, they made the Forza Horizon games. And
I know they've recruited other people that have not, but I'm just, I'm hoping it works out for them,
Yeah, Fable was always kind of like this, like stylized visuals. Like it wasn't. I don't say it was cartoony, but it was like it was exaggerated, like the characters and stuff in the game. So it seems like it still has the same kind of humor to it. We'll see how it works out. Next year, yeah. So I'm thinking like first half of next year for this one, maybe like a nice March or April release.
Yeah, I'm picking it up. I'll be picking it up. I hope there's a real physical on Xbox Series X. Like I hope there's physical.
It's a lot of codes and boxes now.
Yeah, I want to play it on Xbox Series X. It's like I want to buy a game, on Xbox Series X and buy it physical. But I hope they actually have a real physical. Because Avowed had no real physical, and I'm like, wow, really?
Yeah.
No real physical for
a lot of codes and boxes now. That tells me that next time Microsoft announces a system, there's no disk drive on that thing.
Probably not.
That's the end of that. Let's see. I'll pull up the mailbag questions. Oh, this is from J-Dog. Question for RGT. Will a new Rusty's Real Deal Baseball announcement on April 2nd make the Switch to an automatic success?
Yes, especially if it's a pack-in game. Like, that's the move.
Okay. Hacking game. And then, Jordan, this is from GBR47. Thoughts on canceled Crash / Spyro 5?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's definitely not out there about what's going on with that, and especially what happened to a lot of people who are working on that specifically. I think it would have been really cool. I was excited for it, excited to see what those possibilities could have been. I still hope that we have a future for both of these games, franchises, or a game like that to happen. I think it's a slam dunk for Microsoft to invest in more stuff like that, especially when a game like Spyro or Crash could probably be made and done pretty well in a shorter amount of time and wouldn't need hundreds of millions of dollars and be delayed year after year after year. And someone can go through preschool to college before you get your next game. So, maybe invest in some AA games or some other stuff sometime soon. But, I only feel for the people who got let go and were all their hard work kind of just got brushed aside, and it sucks.
Yeah, Spyro and Crash should slot into that AA category for them, where it takes like 3 years to make the game.
Crash 4 was really good, I thought.
It was
Crash
good
was
and
great.
it sold well.
Yeah. Everything was on a good trajectory. I do think stuff like, and this is just still my personal opinion with it. The whole Crash, I don't even remember the name of it. The whole Crash game, that online.
Crash
whatever.
Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah, not for me.
Wumpaling,
Yeah, that's the wrong direction in my opinion to take the franchise. We're going back to Crash Bash, and I thought we learned on the PlayStation 1 that no, we don't go Crash Bash. But hopefully everything else we get some more stuff.
I didn't know what I didn't understand is why don't you just focus on the racing and the platform?
Bro, it's so simple.
It's just racing and
really
platform.
so simple.
That's it.
It's so easy. It's really just, hey, give more of this and keep doing it as well as you've been doing it. The remakes for both of the games, the remake trilogies for both games, great, fantastic. CTR coming back, great, fantastic. All right, Crash 4, great. Keep doing that. Keep innovating. Keep doing new stuff.
I like Crash 4 a lot more. It was so good. I think it was better than even one of the reviews when it came out. It was a lot of. It was difficult. That's what I liked about it a lot.
Yeah, Crash
very
4
difficult.
Was great. No excuse why we can't get more of that, because they aren't as expensive as the games that are not doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Go over to the mailbag here from the Spawncast Network. People can sign up, leave some comments or questions there, and we'll answer them here on the show. Let's see. We actually have a bunch of them. Let's start from the top. Zoob asks, is PlayStation Plus hurting themselves with their headliner games? They've repeatedly highlighted a game that, for anyone who didn't buy it right away, isn't worth time investment to hit download. I think you're talking about this time was Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I think Sony's probably getting those at a discount right now.
Yeah, it was probably cheap, and they're like, yeah, sure, why not?
Throw it on there. I mean, for people who didn't buy it yet, hey, you at least save some money, and you can just try it by hitting the download button and see what you think.
What is going
If
on
you
with
don't like
your
it, you can leave
microphone? Or is it my headset?
No, I heard that too.
Oh, okay, good.
You know, we can all have mic
Good.
problems. It's fine. If we all have them, no one has them. So, everyone else step up your mic issue game
I refuse.
next week.
Is my microphone fighting back?
Yes,
A little bit.
Static Man. Stick it in the hole, John.
Is it any better now?
Well,
Seems
for
like
now.
it's a little better.
Okay, thank you. And then Zoop says Pokemon Presents was amazing for its intended audience, but is Cafe Remix worth your time?
Nope.
Who here plays Cafe?
Come back.
I tried it. It's okay. It's not for me.
I think I played it once. Yeah, I tried it. Yeah, not for me as well.
It's cute. I like the art style. That's about it.
It's from Brandon, who says, do you think game companies are initially delaying their games to not
Yeah.
launch next to GTA 6?
Oh my God, Sean, relax.
It's right in my ear.
Turn down your fucking headset.
I can't.
He's got
Doesn't
the
like-
tinnitus.
It doesn't like when I turn it down. It mutes one of the ears.
Get another headset.
I'm cheap.
Oh my God.
Money's tight.
He says, sitting in that room.
Great. Now I'm gonna starve.
Is it any better now?
For now.
Yeah, I mean, for now, it's not a one.
It just keeps going in and out.
Yeah.
It's just it's like.
Oh, whoops.
That's funny. My ghetto ass mic from 2019 or from 2018 doesn't do that.
This is a $50 mic right here, pal.
Brandon asked, do you think game companies are intentionally delaying their games to not launch next GTA 6?
I think some are going to avoid it, avoid launching near, like right next to GTA 6.
Yeah, like
But-
within a week or so, but you don't have
Yeah.
a release date for the game.
Yeah, if
so.
you don't have a window, you can't speculate like that. You don't have that visibility. But when they do, most likely there will be delays.
They also ask, did RGT ever get his package from Royal Mail?
Nope, I never got it.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Was this the super old one from forever ago that you didn't
Yeah.
get that one? Oh,
Yeah, I lost a lot of money on that.
Wow. I'm surprised you didn't drop the video.
You know, I honestly forgot about it up until this point because I ended up just re-getting them, and I ended up paying less than I did from that guy because some people were nice enough to help me out.
Zach says with the amount of 3DS titles that have to switch, that have to the Switch, do you think we could see more of the core 3DS games like Kid Icarus or Pokemon come to the Switch 1 and 2? I know we're getting Planet Robot eventually, but I'd like to see more of those 3DS games.
You sound like a slithering snake. Are you a reptilian, John?
They have to. They have to. You can't leave all of those 3DS games dead on that platform. They're too good. They have to.
Samus Returns hopefully will get a port.
A Link Between Worlds.
That'd be
Not
cool,
yeah. Link Between Worlds, Samus Returns, Kid Icarus Uprising, like Ever Oasis. Like the list goes on and on. Like there's way too many good games. There's a bunch of Pokemon games on there as well. Like you can't just leave that just dead on that platform. No way.
See, this is
Oh my god.
Christian's.
Keep going.
Is it that
power
bad?
through.
Yes.
I wonder why it starts doing that all of a sudden.
Use the backup mic, John. Where's the backup?
Do I have it? I don't think I have a backup mic.
Why don't you have a backup mic? Are you not a professional?
Is there backup mics? Is there backup mics?
I have a backup mic, and I am nowhere near professional.
I have a backup mic. It's on the floor right there.
I have a Yeti. It's just sitting in my
Backup mic, but shit headphones, Sean.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the old mic. I replaced it with this one.
Christian Hernandez says, should some other studio take charge of Pokemon games going forward after seeing Game Freak's lackluster performance or lack thereof in the Switch era? I think they need to go. Honestly, they are just not fit for open 3D worlds as Pokemon is clearly moving to.
Bring back
you hear-
2D.
Could you hear me when I said that?
yeah. I could hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to because they have ownership in the game, so they're not going to take themselves off of the game.
Right. Yeah, they're not coming off the games. They own a third of the Pokemon company, so Game Freak's there for the long haul. I mean, what else would they be doing? Little Town Hero?
Tembo the
Giga
badass
Crush?
elephant. Tembo the badass elephant.
You remember Giga Crush? No, that's why they're doing Pokemon.
Pulseman.
Yeah, Pulseman was cool.
Jock Pocket Jock. Hollow Knight.
Medallion says, I am not a Pokemon person, but ZA looks like more of the same that came before, and fans are defending Pokemon Game Freak from expecting better. Do you think Game Freak will continue to stick to this general aesthetic and performance on Switch 2, or will they have any desire to make an entry that can be graphical showcase that is adequately optimized simply by being on more powerful hardware, as in with the Switch 2 brute force its way to making Game Freak's games work better?
No, because I don't think it's a power issue. Like I said, you see so many Switch games that look and run better from first party to third party. It's not a hardware issue. It's a desire/talent issue.
Yeah, I think their games will look like what we have now on Switch 2, but just they'll probably run a bit better. Like we won't get like the Scarlet and Violet situation.
No, we will.
It'll be-
They'll
Well, I mean,
find
our-
a way.
Arceus ran fine, but you know, I think it will just be, it'll look a little bit better. That's what it'll look a little bit better than what we got before.
Zach Mac.
Oh my!
What's
Just give me the questions, and I'll read them because it's bad, dude.
It's his show. You can't do that on his own show.
He can. If he cares about his show, he should. It's like, it's pretty rough.
Okay, you want to read that one, Sean?
Where? What?
It's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Sure. Zach Mack asks, "What's everyone's favorite JRPG and why?" I thought we weren't allowed to say JRPG anymore, or did that pass?
That was one person who said they didn't like it.
We're good. Chrono Trigger, because it's still goated.
Jordan didn't even remember it.
Yeah. Chrono Trigger, goated.
That's a good one. Celia?
Persona 4.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
I would
like
probably.
Persona 3 a lot.
Go
I just played that.
Go ahead, Jordan. What was that?
Persona 3. I just played that one last year, so I like
really
that
good.
one.
Three's great.
The remake or the original?
The remake.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'll be a basic bitch and say Final Fantasy VII, just because it's a game that I didn't really like as a kid, but I really liked it as an adult, like the original. I don't know why I had this sort of disconnect with it as a kid, but it was always, for a very long time for me, I always kind of considered it a bit of an overrated game.
Jimmy says I should yell into the microphone to fix it.
That'll fix my ears, definitely.
Did you say Wild Arms?
Yeah, Wild Arms.
Yeah,
I
Wild
love
Arms.
Wild Arms.
Yeah.
John, your pick?
Oh, for RPG?
Yeah,
JRPG specifically.
JRPG.
I thought we just said RPG.
No, it says J. What's
There was
everyone's
one person
favorite
who didn't like that. And we all stopped
Japanese
caring.
RPG and why?
Did anyone say Final Fantasy VII yet?
Ugh.
Yes.
Yes. Sean.
I'll go with I'll say Final Fantasy. I'll say Final Fantasy X. How about that? Since you said
Okay.
7. There you go.
Game Bro, John, your Ninja 5.0 re-release video was solid. Did you happen to see that Limited Run is going to do the same thing for Sigma Star Saga? And would you eventually review that game as well? So with Sigma Star Saga, this is supposedly the DX version, which has some additional stuff in it as well. Sigma Star Saga, of course, a unique GBA RPG. You know what's an RPG I would like to see them revisit? I don't remember the name of it. It was made by Sega, and it was in outer space on the Nintendo DS.
On the DS?
Yes.
In outer space.
Outer Space DS RPG by Sega.
I feel like Google could find this.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up
Okay.
right now. Infinite Space. Infinite Space. You know who made it? Platinum Games.
You know, I watched a retrospective on this game and I forgot everything about it. I never played it. It is $2,000 on eBay apparently.
All right, I wish I bought a couple copies.
Graded and
I
sealed.
see this.
Oh.
Oh, this game
$2,000?
this game actually looks pretty cool. Sigma Star Saga. That
Yeah.
game looks cool.
Yeah, I remember my buddy ended up picking it up back in the day. I never played it though.
Oh, I haven't
not
played it
too-
either. This looks cool. I like this. It's like this combination of a shoot 'em up with looks like there's some third person isometric RPG. Okay, this looks cool. I'll look into it.
And we have Joe. How exactly does predictive inputs for game streaming actually work?
Like building.
I mean, it was a show. I watched it. I never got into the building stuff. It was more just Gundams at the time.
Zoids are so cool. My friend.
Oh,
has
they
mine.
were really fun. The show was interesting, at least early on. It's still around.
Oh, it's still in syndication?
I think they keep just randomly putting new seasons out, and then
See, it's
they.
not just it's not even just me. Look, Static Cast. See?
Well, I mean, he's referring to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they're talking about everybody.
No, they're talking about you because it keeps happening.
Is your
Oh.
phone near your line for your mic? Just getting messages all the time, just blasting it.
I don't know. You guys all sounded all broken up just now.
Oop.
No.
Let me go. Let's go around here as we finish up.
Here, Corey gave you 50 Canadian towards a mic. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
I think it might need to be.
Shout out
towards
to
the
Corey
motherboard because
McIntyre.
it's not
I will
staticky.
say it through all the static and the noise. Corey McIntyre coming through. I don't know. This microphone is actually
Maybe it's the cable.
5 years old.
No, okay, so John.
there's this
John,
on the shirt.
you're-
There's this little tiny little cable right here.
Yeah, but
and
you're
I
hearing
feel like
us
it's all cable
staticky.
noise.
You're hearing us staticky occasionally.
It was just clicking on and off. Yeah.
It might be something with your motherboard or your audio driver freaking out.
Adam Driver.
Yes, that as well. He might be in your house.
Brian says it's StreamYards.
Could be.
Well, either way, shout out to Corey McIntyre coming through. I will see what I have to do with this. I will take advantage of Amazon.
Man,
I
John
think this
turned
would
into-
actually kill Sean. What the?
John turned into custom robo. We got a new custom robo.
Wrap this up, John. Jesus Christ.
Well, go ahead and go around, Sean.
Celia, where can everyone find you at?
You can find me on Game and Talk. We chat on Wednesdays. Subscribe, yeah. You can also find me on Twitter at Celia B with 3 E's. And then work-related stuff at Yacht Club Games. Recently, we had the Shovel Knight concert in New York, and it was freaking awesome. We were almost sold out, and it was a really good time. We have the LA One show coming up on March 30th, so stop by if you're local. It's really fun.
Might have
As
to roll
always.
through for that one, Celia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to come through to that one if it's in LA.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. I'm really excited about it.
OJ, where can everyone find you at?
Yeah, if I'm right here on YouTube, Player Essence. Recently did a video on Pokemon. Got some other videos talking about Switch 2. And I stream pretty much daily. We answer questions and all sorts of fun stuff and talk about things and react to stuff. So yeah, if you're into all that, check it out. Got some cool RPG videos coming up soon. So yeah.
Jordan, where can everyone find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Jordan Fringe. I just put out a pretty big video yesterday. It's like a little over 2.5 hours long, talking about all the animated shows in the history of Comedy Central. Had a lot of fun making that one. And yeah, more videos coming soon. Glad to be here.
You still working on a Duckman episode? I feel like Duckman.
You know it, man. It's coming. It's in the pipeline.
All right, cool. Evan, where can everyone find you at?
If you're into tabletop stuff, you can find me at Kimmerix Project, where I'll spend days making a video that gets okay views, or an hour making a video that blows up. So come down and confuse the fuck out of me. So that's great.
That's how YouTube works, my friend.
Oh yeah.
You can find me at RGT85. You can find John here with his shitty ass microphone.
I'm here.
It's still staticky. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you next week. Take
Don't
it
sound so enthusiastic about it.
So AAA gaming is a bit of a mess right now. I don't think that's shocking for anyone out there to hear, just based on all of the headlines that have popped up over the last couple of years now with studios, very prominent ones that we remember fondly from the past couple of decades even, have been shut.
Feel it through the passion. I'm riding.
So AAA gaming is a bit of a mess right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 403. OJ should be popping in any minute now. We wanted to get started at the top of the hour, or as close to it as we could. But we got some bunch of people here. Look, we got Evan returning from, where were you, at the LAN party last week?
No, it was the wedding of frickin' the timestamp.
Wedding. You were at a wedding. That's right. Yep. You're at the wedding. How'd that go anyway?
It was alright. It was cool.
Yeah. It was weddings at this point, I don't know how many more I'm gonna be going to anytime soon, but you get the right one with the right group of people. It's
People in chat might remember it was the OG timestamp guy from way back in the day.
That's the food guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yep. Got married. So congratulations, man.
Or
Good
maybe
stuff.
not congratulations.
Mistakes
I'm
were
joking.
made.
I'm joking. I'm married. Even though I don't wear my ring, I'm joking.
I'm dead serious. Stakes were made.
No,
Sean, how you doing?
Doing all right. Watching Elimination Chamber. Knicks won a thrilling game last night against the number 2 team in the West. So we're all good weekend so far.
Did it come down to the last shot?
Did. OG Anunoby.
Waiting for Tibbs
okay.
to just burn them out into the playoffs and y'all to lose again. So that's what's gonna happen.
At least we'll be there, unlike the Bulls.
Well, Bulls won 6, so I'm good. I think I'm good for a lifetime.
How you doing, OJ?
I'm doing good. Living off Michael Jordan's fumes.
Yeah. That was a good time. That was a good time back then.
That was a fucking great time.
You got
It was
space. Man.
incredible.
And Celia, how's it going over there?
Hey, pretty good. I just got back from a bachelorette party. One of my friends is getting married. Speaking of weddings, so I'm a little tired today.
were there like male strippers and stuff?
Evidently, it was supposed
Sean
to be
asked
me.
the same. Sean asked the same thing. He was like, "Where are the strippers?" Because I posted a video because we were at like karaoke and it was really fun and it was cute. Yeah, no.
You said I was the strip.
Oh, I know, because you were like, "Where are the strippers?" And I'm like, "You're a stripper, Sean. Get out of here." And then you were,
said, "Give me
you
my
were like,
money."
"Where's my money?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Jesus Christ, man."
Give my money.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there was a bunch of stuff that happened this past week that we'll go over. Which actually, before we start, I do want to get this from Sean, since you weren't here last week and we did talk about Avowed. You have completed Avowed, and this is a big deal. All right, I'm gonna explain why. Sean, it doesn't exactly grab all the AAA games or the bigger games, I should say, that come out and run through them in a couple of days. But you did it with Avowed.
It was
I think that
31
surprised
hours.
a lot of people. So what was the deal there? What kept you engaged?
The combat. I still don't really fully understand the story, but I do think it's interesting because there are a lot of things that you do that really like just change how things would play out. But I don't think I'm interested enough to go back and really see how they would play out because I liked my setup in the game. I mean, it's not a game of the year or anything like that, but it was something different. It was on Game Pass, and I enjoyed it. I thought the combat was really fun, very satisfying, being able to mix and match and upgrade your weapons and find different weapons and stuff like that, utilizing the different abilities. Like, there's a lot of different ways, to like play it out, and a lot of different loadouts to do.
It being on Game Pass definitely makes it a lot easier, but that's just I was surprised you were like glued to the game. 31 hours in a few days, like it was less than a week, wasn't it, to play through it?
I wanted to see kind of how it would play out story-wise, but then I realized that it was kind of, it kind of plays out based on decisions you make, who to listen to, who to kill, when to kill them.
Okay,
It was good though. I mean, I don't regret playing the game or anything like that. I enjoyed it.
I mean, that's good. That's the bar to clear, is no regret after beating the game.
Right.
No regret. Put that on the box, next time. What's the next game up that you're looking forward to, Sean? Now you're on like this mainstream AAA run now. What's the next one?
Well, Assassin's Creed I'm gonna play, but that doesn't come out until I think
3 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know what's gonna. I mean, maybe I'll check out WWE, but that's 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
And then Xenoblade at the end of the month. So
That counts.
Stuff to
Yeah.
play.
It's a good release. Okay. Yeah. Wow. All right. There we go. Sean's putting the Dreamcast away for now. Getting all the.
I actually have to
all the
bust
new
it back
games.
out because they just updated for like the first time in 12 years. They updated the GBA emulator, and
I
like
saw that.
a vast majority of stuff runs at like 100% audio synced and everything, according to people that have been messing with it. So I want to mess around with that.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff. There you go. Sean enjoyed Avowed.
I did.
We'll see what he thinks about Assassin's Creed when that's up this month. We did have Monster Hunter Wilds that came out as well. So that was I guess the big release this week. And Evan, you picked it up.
Yep.
You said you beat the game.
The story, yeah.
You're through the story. Yeah, okay, cool. Just for people who don't know, the story isn't exactly like the majority of the game is played after the story, really, for most people. It was the same way in Rise and everything else. Just every Monster Hunter game, you kind of go through the story. Then it's like, okay, let's go ahead and just go after all these monsters with friends and stuff online and get a bunch of cool gear and loot and stuff. So that you said it took you about, what was it, like 11 or 12 hours to beat the story?
11 hours. I skipped pretty much every cutscene.
Oh, well, okay, there you go. See, we're interested in like the story of the lore, right? You're just like, let me get through, let me take out these monsters. Okay,
No,
gotcha.
it's Monster Hunter. You do the thing that it's named after. That's what I do.
I picked it up on the PS5. I figured this would be the time to try out the PS5 Pro at this point, since there were all these issues that were being reported for the PC version. You didn't have issues though.
Nope.
No issues with Monster Hunter Wilds at all on your PC. Okay. Now, any crashing or anything? Nothing?
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your build?
I play Lance. Tanky.
Well, like right
Just
on
play
the
all the
for your PC, your hardware, real quick.
Oh.
What video card and stuff are you playing on?
This is the 3060 with an i5.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. That's the kind of setup I figured people would be having a hard time with. No issues.
It was a weird thing when I first installed it back with the demo. It tried to put me on all low settings, and I was experiencing a lot of frame drop. But then I went into the graphics, saw that it was barely using any of my video memory, so I turned everything up, and now it's just smooth. So I'm guessing it was trying to put too much on the CPU originally.
I think that was what people were talking about, all these different settings and INI files they were trying to pass around and stuff to fix it. So I assume it's a range of video cards. Like I saw someone who mentioned, I didn't have any issues at all, and then someone asked them what they had, and they're like, oh, 4090. It's like, oh, well, okay. I would hope you wouldn't have any issues with that. It's just this RE engine and open world is just, it's not a great fit. I mean, we had this with Dragon's Dogma 2, where that struggled and gave people a lot of issues as well. So
Weirdly, that game didn't struggle at all on my computer either. I don't know. I must have a lucky build, honestly.
All right. Okay. I have I've played about 4 hours on the PS5 Pro, which the PS5 Pro I put it on the frame rate mode. It looks good. I mean, I'm sitting back like 8 feet or so from the TV, and I'm sure it's using PSSR upscaling and stuff, but it looks pretty good there. I think for the most part, based on what's being talked about and shown online, I think the PS5 was the lead platform for Capcom for this one, so it kind of makes sense that the PS5 Pro would probably be the quote-unquote most stable running version of it. But their PC ports, they gotta work that out. It's been a struggle for Capcom when it comes to that. So based on the numbers, which I don't know if you guys saw, 1.3 million concurrent players was recorded on Steam for this game, like the following day.
That was huge.
Which is ridiculous. No. That is an insane amount of
no, it wasn't
people
the
playing
day.
all
It was
at
like
once.
it was the same day.
Yeah, well, I saw it when it first dropped at midnight, and it hit like 700, 800,000, and then it kept climbing. And then the next day when I woke up, I checked, it was at like 1.3, and it was hovering around there the whole day, just about. So it was the launch day that it hit that, but it was 1.3 million. That's pretty impressive for Monster Hunter Wild. So I assume they're going to announce a pretty big number this week. But Evan, what'd you think of Monster Hunter Wild, since you've gone through the story now and you're working on some of the post game stuff?
I mean, it's fine. It's Monster Hunter. Like they added weather. It's pretty much it. I guess because it's kind of like Worlds in that it's easier for new people to get into. It's got that. The characters in it will usually yell when you have to do certain things or pay attention to certain stuff. So they added a lot of that little extra casual type things in it.
I've noticed that. I'm not the big Monster Hunter guy. I played through Rise, and then I think Sean, we played some of that on the Switch. I remember when that dropped, we were like messing around with some of the multiplayer stuff for that. It was pretty smooth. But
we had a sponsor to do.
I mean, we still beat the game. We played through it.
Oh yeah, I still beat the game.
We completed the game and stuff. But like going back to the old days of Monster Hunter on the PSP, I messed around with it there somewhat. So this is another situation of basically giving it another shot and trying it. And you're right, Evan, this is probably the easiest time to get started in Monster Hunter and start playing through it, because I have not had any issues with any of the monsters that I fought at all. Like, they kind of have crumbled pretty well. I'm using the insect glaive, the staff with the blade, and then you have like a beetle that you shoot at things.
I mean, I can see that. Me with a lance, I'm just in their faces at all times. It's kind of weird at times when you're doing like the final bosses in the game and you're right in their face and they're just blowing up everything around you and you're just not taking damage.
There was the third or fourth monster I came across. There are people who were kind of freaking out online about it, and I went into it realizing why, because it's in the first hour or so. Someone was like, there's a it's not a skill check, it's like an arachnophobia check. This is this
Oh,
massive
yeah.
spider with like the big spike on its back, and it blooms into a flower while it's fighting you. It looks all crazy.
There's a few of those, but there is an arachnophobia mode in the game.
There is. Does it just remove their legs? Is that the idea?
I think it changes them slightly. I'm not sure. I haven't turned it on. I'm fighting one right now. The other one that you get to fight.
I remember in Grounded, I think it just removed the spider's legs and they were just floating like circles, is how that worked. So I don't know if anyone in the chat has it turned on. Let us know if it's what it does to the models. But I found that for the most part, the basic combos have worked fine. And the thing that is really cool about this one, and again, for the big Monster Hunter experts, let me know if this is a new thing or something they've built on here. The idea of wounding these monsters and then attacking those wounds so they explode and like parts of them will fly off, and you like have like their entire beak fall off, or their whole like tail will go flying just from like exploding these wounds that you set up.
Well, parts used to fall off. It's just the pre-marking of red with the focus attacks that's a little different.
Right. Okay, that's what it was. So I know parts would fall off, but this is like, if you hit them enough, they'll build up a wound, and then you have like a finishing move that blows it up completely, which that feels very powerful when it happens. Otherwise, though, you'll be hitting the monsters, and it not as much impact, I guess, necessarily for every hit. It's more building up to like the massive like finishing attack that knocks them back. So for that, I mean, it's been good. The open world stuff is okay. Like, you can just take off out of your camp, go look for resources or other things to build up your weapons, or even just find monsters in the wild to fight. Haven't run into any of the weather stuff yet, Evan, so you say that's a big thing, the weather.
It depends. If you're in story mode, usually some of the bosses you'll fight have it pre-positioned for them. So like, you'll start the fight and it'll just be a weather effect. And then once you kill them, weather effect's over. But the globe itself kind of like changes what's going on at the time when you start each fight or just wander around in general. So there could be moments where in certain areas you're just dealing with extreme heat, and then maybe it goes away halfway through a fight. Like, there's a lot of different variances to the areas where you will be interacting with a lot of these things.
Okay, so my plan now is just beeline the story, because as you said, it's like 11 or 12 hours long, because I noticed that when I pick up a quest and you're supposed to go through the story, they wall everything else off. So I can't, if I try to wander off and do something, like, nope, turn around. They make your character turn around and walk back. So it's basically like, get through this as fast as possible. Then I guess it opens up at that point. I don't know if the main story feels like one long tutorial, but at least the parts I've played for the main quest, it kind of has. So I guess that's the plan, is to just spend some time here and there going through the main quest to get it done. So I'll keep playing, though. If it's that, like I said, I'm 4 hours in now, and it's been pretty quick. Like, it hasn't felt like it's been dragging on, so I'll just blast through it and then see what's up at the end of the game. Full crossplay, by the way, so PC, Xbox, PS5, to my understanding, can all play together. So, but Monster Hunter Wilds going to probably end up being one of the most successful games of the year, barring GTA 6 launching. So hey, Monster Hunter fans doing well out there. Well, also rated a 90, so this very well could end up being one of those games at the end of the year that's in that discussion. So good stuff, good stuff. Monster Hunter Wilds out now. Let me go over to Celia. Celia, how you doing?
Hi, a little sleepy. I'm waking up.
Okay,
Weird.
okay,
Hi.
okay. We're gonna talk about the Pokemon Presents, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I want Celia to also be able to give her excited take before some of this goes south. So let's go through. I have Pokemon ZA separated at the end in like the notes and stuff that I wrote up. So I wanted to see what Celia's thoughts were as well as we go through, because I do know, like, Sean, you probably fell asleep through some of it. Like, a lot of it wasn't
up for it.
Well, I'm saying a lot of it wasn't necessarily just the video game itself. There's a lot of other side stuff here as well, which when they started it up, they did mention that Pokemon is 29 years old. That is a bit of an age check there for everyone. 29, which, I mean, means next year's 30th anniversary. They'll probably have the new generations ready to go to show off and stuff. So that'd be a big deal for them. I just had to stop for a minute. I was like, wow, it's been 29 years. Technically, since it came out in Japan with red and green, and we got it, what, like 2 years later? We got 98 or 99?
98.
98, yeah.
98, yeah. It's like 2 years later we got it. So technically in the States, 27th anniversary. But still, that's absolutely ridiculous to think back that it's been that long.
No, it's been that long.
Yeah.
We all just turn into dust.
Oh, it's been that. I remember waking up before school in the morning and watching the anime. It's been that long.
Yep. Was it still 29 years? Jeez. Okay, so let's see. Pokemon Concierge. What's that? What's that, Sean?
Technically 27. You don't live in Japan.
Well, you know, we got word of it. You know, there was this thing taken over in Japan, the Pokemon stuff, Pocket Monsters.
I used to see posters in like certain shops. They would have posters of, and I didn't know what the hell it was. Like they had stuff like Dragon Ball Z too, like where we were like way past. Like they had like, you know, Vegito and stuff like that.
They got the picture of Trunks. You're like, who the hell's that?
Yeah, and you're like, who the hell? They were just merchandise of Trunks and Vegeta, like during like sagas that we didn't even get yet, like in the late 90s. So I did see some Pokemon stuff, and I was like, what the hell is that?
But it technically for us, yes, 27 years. That's still a while though. Think back 27 years for that. So we had Pokemon Concierge. So Celia, have you watched this on Netflix at all?
No, I haven't. I feel like you're going to be disappointed with my review of this because, like, in general, like, I thought this was an okay direct. It wasn't the worst thing ever, and it wasn't like, holy shit, jumping out of a chair, excitement, you know, I don't know. But Pokemon Concierge, I think, is cool. I think the art style is great. I haven't given it a chance yet. To be honest, I haven't been really into the Pokemon cartoon since, like, Gen 3. I did watch the most recent, well, the last season of Ash when they said goodbye and they finally had him become a champion. Sorry, spoilers. I did watch that season.
Whoa.
There was so many. I know, I'm the worst. Because there were so many cameos, because they brought back Butch and Cassidy, they brought back a bunch of other characters that, like, I was really excited about. But besides that, I haven't given Concierge a chance, but a lot of people said I would like it, so I'm adding it to my list, and eventually I will.
To be fair, that spoiler was impossible to miss online that day it happened.
Yeah,
Like it was, people were celebrating like they won the suit, like actually won like a Super Bowl or something, like some crazy thing, and I was like, yeah, finally. The payoff happened. It just took forever, like decades.
Well, yeah, he couldn't become the champion because once he does that, you know, kids can't relate to him anymore. So I totally get why they nerfed him and they made the choices that they did for him in the anime.
Well, you know, you mentioned something, Celia. Your thoughts about the Pokemon Presents. Does anyone remember any Pokemon Presents that were like actually over the top, like amazing or stood out from any other ones? I feel like every time a Pokemon Presents happens, it's probably that reaction you just described, Celia, as like, it was okay.
I felt like the Scarlet and Violet reveal. Okay, we were disappointed later on. No one hates Pokemon like Pokemon fans, but it's one of those things where, like when they initially revealed Scarlet, and I was like, and they're in a school, and like the starters are so cute. I was like really, really excited. I was pretty pumped during that one. But yeah, you're right. You know, it's.
I don't think there's been a single one. Remember the show that we had before? We were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not excited because they're short. They're not going to be revolutionary. They're not going to be what people are looking for. So there's never going to be that type of hype. They're too short, and it's for like the hardcore Pokemon fans. It's for the people that just really like Pokemon. If you don't really like Pokemon and don't really like battling and don't really like what Pokemon's about, you're probably not going to like the show. And that's why there really hasn't been many that's like, oh my god, I'm so blown away. It's just too short and not enough.
Well, they touch on a lot of different things in it, so it's like a little something for everyone. Because like, you know, they touch the mobile, console, like, I don't know.
But that's not going to get the people that, I mean, mobile games or like mobile stuff like Pokemon Champions, that's hype for like, I don't know if you guys know Wolfie, right? He's like the Pokemon.
I know Wolfie is.
Yeah.
Dude, he kicked
his
butt.
videos like blown. He's got like 800,000 views and he just posted a video today talking about Pokemon Champions. Yeah, for like the core, hardcore Pokemon people, that stuff's like, oh my god, that's awesome because yes, that is gonna change. It's basically Pokemon Stadium anywhere that you want, right? That's gonna be huge, and cross-play Pokemon Home. That's huge. But for most people that don't play, if you don't play competitive Pokemon, then what you don't, you're just like, okay, it's Pokemon Stadium, or you're just like, whatever, you know? So I think that's the disconnect between people that are really into it and love that, and then everybody else that's like more the casual fan.
No, completely understandable. Yeah, I think we're just like viewing it in the lens of what we'd expect from like, I don't know, a Nintendo Direct, where like every single one of those games, you know, it's on one central console, where this is like scattered around different like interests. Yeah, I see your point.
We also have Pokemon Go Tour, March 1st and 2nd. I think Ryan's the only one I know that still plays Pokemon Go, but it seems like enough. He goes to a lot of these events too, so I'll see what he thinks about that. Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon Sleep and Unite updates, Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Yes.
Okay. Evan, Celia, you guys on this one?
I am opening packs. I was expecting a new pack, so it's cool that we got that. I don't know. I like opening the packs. And I like collecting the cards. I am kind of bitter with the update, the last update with adding Pokemon tools. It feels like such a half step with battling that it started just to make, I don't know, things feel a little bit more bullshit. I don't know. So I'm a little frustrated with the battling system right now, but I need to redo my deck and maybe I'll like it better once it.
Okay. And I'll jump ahead to Pokemon Champions. It's in development now for Switch and Android and iOS, and it seems like it's their new age Pokemon Stadium. So this is something that we don't have a release date or nothing like that for it, but cross-platform play, I guess. But they still need to get into a lot of details for it. However, Pokemon Stadium now, I guess, on phones, on Switch, maybe I guess on Switch 2 eventually. Does seem like something they would eventually get to at this point, since I feel like a lot of stuff with Pokemon is all about just collecting the Pokemon now more than ever. People get the cards. I don't see many people use the cards for battling as much as just being excited opening the packs and then putting them in sleeves. This, I guess, just them trying to focus more and more on the idea of let's battle these Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon Champions is like something I'm more interested in Pokemon Champions than I am like the TCG or something like that, because I played a ton of Pokemon Stadium growing up. Back then, it was like you played Pokemon Stadium simply because you have the GBA or you have the Game Boy game and you want to play on the TV if you didn't have like a Super Game Boy. And like there was like a way to connect and play with their graphics or whatever the case is. Like, you had the little transfer packs. I did all that and it was super fun. But once we got like the Switch, it was like you could just play on like the console right there, so you didn't really need Pokemon Stadium. That was kind of like not a thing since like I think Pokemon Battle Revolution was the last like Pokemon Stadium game that they made on the Wii. So there was really no need after that. They didn't make anything on the Wii U. So yeah, so this one looks cool. Like I like the fact that it connects to Pokemon Home. I think that's like the big thing. Like I have a ton of Pokemon that I still have not transferred over that are like on like my Pokemon like the DS games and all that. So that's cool. Whatever ones that they can take, that'll be cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And like having probably like cross play between mobile and Switch, that's good. If you're going out, you don't want to take your Switch, you can just have it right there in play. So I think that's going to be big for people that like to battle Pokemon at least, you know.
Big mobile phone push on this one.
Yeah, that's smart to do the mobile phone push. Like I'm not a mobile phone person, but in this case, it's smart to do that just because like I said, just to be able to have it, like you just want to have it on Switch at home console. They'll probably be on Switch 2 as well, since the game probably won't come out till next year maybe. I don't know when it's going to come out, but they didn't give any release window. But to have it, we can just take it anywhere, and it's not like it's like a full adventure game or anything. It's just going to be battling, so it'll probably hold up pretty well on your mobile phone, no matter what mobile phone you have. So.
Just to jump on that, but I guess sidestepping a different point. So for it, okay, I don't remember if I'm remembering correctly, but they had like the Mega Evolutions in the trailer, right? And also like the new sorry, I don't know what I'm saying right now. The violet, like the little hats. I don't remember the name of it, but like you change the types.
Yeah, the terrestrializing or terrorizing,
yeah,
whatever.
There we go.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
So they have Mega and they have that, and I'm like, wouldn't it be really cool if they like added a bunch of the different Pokemon gimmicks in there, and like for competitive play to see how that would work? I think that would be really, really cool. So I hope they have like a bunch of different things in there and have a new variety of play, and I'm really curious how that will look in the competitive scene. It's gonna be really cool. I loved Coliseum. Like, I used to play it a lot on the N64, so. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's what people were asking about. If they're gonna have like the Dynamaxing and some of the other stuff, like gimmicks
Yeah.
that they've put in there. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to kind of get back into, you know, like the Pokemon state, like there's like the pure battling part of it. That's cool. I used to play a lot of like battling, like play online and things. So I'm definitely gonna be into that.
I hope they have mini games too, like Rattata and all that stuff.
I don't know if they will. I mean, that'd be cool if they
I
did. 'Cause,
want
like, you know,
it.
yeah, the Pokemon Stadium games, like, the mini games were so good in those ones. So yeah, I hope they do.
They were.
Yeah.
I assume the mobile phone push would help them quite a bit in certain regions like China and others where they don't get as many Switch systems in. So that seems to make a lot of sense there. And
Oh, this game's gonna be
I mean,
huge. It's gonna be.
yeah,
it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna.
you
be
guys
big.
played the mini games for Pokemon Stadium, didn't you? On Battle of the Sexes, didn't you guys play
Yeah,
that?
that's the one I won.
Oh
No,
gosh.
what?
So, yeah.
When did y'all win?
Oh, I forgot. You guys like cut the end of it, but we won that one. You guys sucked. It was awesome. Everyone, go watch it.
Then we went into so we did